Hello, everybody out there. It's Sound Out. That's not my normal greeting, but who cares? It's the Monday live stream. We're talking about toys today because I don't know, we didn't talk about toys at all last week, right? But joining me as always is the official graphic designer of the channel, Ryan Darkclaw643.
Hello, everyone.
So much enthusiasm, and then our
Yes.
other special guest is the Fighter Cows.
Hello, hello, Soundouts audience. I don't even know how I got looped into that, but now I'm a fake guy without even trying.
That it happens sometimes. Like you make one video, and then now you become known as that guy for those
Right.
things. I mean, I do a lot more Star Trek on this channel than I ever thought I would. So,
but you, according to Sound, since you started reviewing Power Rangers in the beginning, you're now the Power Rangers guy.
it's true. I can never escape that franchise, and sometimes I wish I could. But on that note, welcome to everybody in the chat. Always love seeing familiar faces. Glad to be doing this again because I've honestly, we've been doing the live streams for like a few weeks now, and it's alleviated my video schedule to the point where I'm not super stressed out while making videos anymore. So mission accomplished.
You finally found the fabled workflow.
Yes, I got Wednesday's video done like 2 days ago. So like we're working so far ahead, so I can spend the whole week working on Friday's video instead of trying to rush everything. I shouldn't have to do any more late night edits, which is great because I don't like doing this. So, anyways, on that note, if you haven't had a chance to see what came up recently on the channel, we've got a brand new Super Sentai DVD, which the preview thumbnail mostly shows you Kamen Rider and Bill and Ted. So, you know, YouTube algorithm doing great. I say a lot of people saw this because it's at 1.7 K views in 4 days.
You didn't get steamrolled for this one?
So to be honest, if I haven't replied to a positive comment in here, it's because I've been avoiding it. I've been looking at it and I haven't gotten anybody like trying to, I don't know, obliterate me in the comments, so that's good. And then over here, we got Playmate Star Trek Universe, which I don't know if some people think it's a compilation of previous videos. It's going a little slow, but I'm sure it'll pick up over time. That's all new footage in there. Some of it I shot months ago, but it's stuff you guys have.
Like I imagine, like people go like, it's like in the future, a lot of times people go like, wait, there's new Star Trek toys out now.
I think it's also because it's been so long since they came out, and it's so long until the next release that I think people kind of forgotten the line exists again. And maybe it'll pick up when Wave 2 gets announced someday. I
did saw a phaser in my local Target. The phaser in my local Target recently.
Yeah, I've seen the phase. I think I've seen every one of the first wave toys in a store. So that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, it's anyways, so that's doing okay. That's just going to be I guess it's just going to be an annual series at this point because I don't know, the line's pretty slow. So we'll see what happens. Maybe when Picard Season 3 airs, Paramount or Playmates will be like, hey, let's reveal some more toys. Because the Prodigy stuff's still not out. Which sucks. Okay, big old sip of water. That is essentially that. Now, for the videos this week, because this is the secret information you get from coming to the live stream, the Wednesday video is going to be, I guess I'll just switch. It's not like I guess I can't show it here without being like logged in otherwise. I got figure arts Kakashi from Naruto, so let's see if the Naruto figure arts are popular or if it was just the Naruto and Sasuke video that did well. Because Kakashi's popular. I could chalk up the Sakura video not doing as well to Sakura's not popular. And that's because Kishimoto didn't know how to write a single female character to save his life. But Kakashi's out Wednesday, so that's already done in the can. That video's coming Wednesday, and then Friday will be the G.I. Joe classified series rundown, which I already started filming today. So, honestly, good stuff. And that's it for this week. Next week, I'm still debating which rundown's coming. It's either Power Rangers or Marvel. I almost want to put it to a poll, but I'm not going to do that yet. Might decide that later.
All right. Let's see. We got some questions in the chat.
I love questions in the chat. I'm just gonna
All
fiddle
right.
with this this Ultraman from Super Fighter Legend that I
Oh,
inexplicably own.
hey, Super Fighter Legend. I was watching a little bit of that yesterday. Funny enough.
Hey, there you go.
As soon as you said that, it's all here. Super fighting robot. Ultraman. Let's see. JV World. How's the weather where you are?
It's pretty decent right now. It's 53 outside. I probably don't need to wear this heavy of a jacket at the moment, but I was filming in the back where it's like a lot colder. So
Freezer.
I like how where I am is they just take away 20.
yeah.
Take away 20 more.
JV World. What's the first tokusatsu to be released? Do you mean specifically in general or like in the U.S.?
Yeah.
In the U.S., I mean, it'll be like the Godzilla films. I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm pretty sure it's just Godzilla, period. There are some pre-Godzilla tokusatsu films that came out in Japan. There was like a Ogon Bat.
When we're gonna see the trailer for King Oger, I imagine either this week or next week. It's always usually January when they usually had those big press conference, right?
Yeah,
Funny
the press
enough,
conference
you
should be
bring up
soon.
Toei related team shows. Precure.
Did that just end in the
It's going
recent
to,
season?
and they already talked about it. Ends in February, and they already showed who the main writer is, and I got a kick out of this. The main writer for the next Precure coming up wrote Queensblade and Ikitosen.
Fans, the two series well enough for fan service. Okay.
And then writing this show for little girls, and I'm like,
This is like when they got Gen Orobuchi for Gaim. You're like, what are we about to have?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. What's your favorite Max Kioff? What's your favorite franchise handout? Just look all over your room.
I mean, Marvel, but shoot, you know, I really love Gundam, and I really love Star Trek.
Speaking of, how's that Witcher Mercury finale?
That's a lot of spoilers. All I'll say is that I watched the Witcher Mercury finale, looked up the production staff, found out that
That's the best part.
Found out that the episode was written by the same person that wrote the episode of Code Geass, where Lelouch's Geass causes Princess Yuffie to unalive a lot of people, and then I was like, oh, all that makes sense now. That tracks.
Someone else on the staff, but one of them said that their favorite Gundam was Victory as well, which is
that explains everything.
Yep.
Let's see. SA4 Jason, here's how we see localization of the Darkness Heals stuff.
Darkness Heals.
I don't recognize that.
That sounds exciting.
Darkness Heals is Ultraman stuff, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so much Ultraman. Yeah. So when it comes to, I guess I didn't really answer favorite franchise, but I've literally watched every minute of Gundam animation that's ever existed, so I guess it's that. I think by default I've done more Gundam than I have almost anything else, which is insane.
Let's see. How do you pronounce K-A in Gundam?
I'm assuming he's talking about Verka.
Yeah, the individual letters or like a bird had debate over abandoned.
If you're talking about Verka stuff, with Katsuki Hajime or something else.
Yeah, because like with Verka, I go with Verka. I mean, also Ver just sounds because it should be version because it's Verka is like
Katoki.
version Katoki. Yeah, so like the Ka for Katoki for sure. But then when it's like in if it's in like a name of a mobile suit, like I'll just do
KA, right? Or
KA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because like anytime it's letters or numbers, it's just like
because I know isn't supposed to be because I'm actually not sure the same designer, but I know there's a there's a Mega Man X figure that became a design called Virgin Ka, and people.
Yeah, there was yep.
Yeah, I found the reason why it's called it because it's the initials of the artist who made it. Is it the same artist or is it like a similar case for Gundam?
Well, with Gundam, it's because Katoki Hajime is the name.
Didn't Katoki?
Okay, so it's I'm assuming it's a similar thing where it's initials.
Hold on, I'm just gonna look up Mega Man Verka. Oh, there's a Ver Ke.
K, that's what I'm thinking of.
Verka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cat.
because the KE stands for the artist, the artist's initials.
Yeah, the
so-
artist that did
Yeah,
it.
that's the same thing with Ka. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, what do you think of Aerial Rebirth?
Oh, I love it. Oh, I've been waiting to buy an aerial model kit, and I totally think
I love how people like I get the announcement half the fandom that still don't have an Aerial model.
Yep.
Still.
Yeah, no, I definitely am like
Sorry.
sitting here going, all right, where's
Well.
my master grade? Where's my real grade? Come on, Bandai. It's like the only two things you haven't done yet.
Comment Ginger, what do you guys think is the hottest Super Sentai villain? Well, obviously it's what's Moltres Japanese counterpart name?
Oh,
I'm just gonna hold this up to the camera,
Fire.
and I think you guys can know my
Alright.
answer at that point.
in the
It's
three
the only
legendary
figure like this I own.
Fire, Freezer, and Sunda.
Oh no, Gluto
Oh, yeah.
for Time Force or wherever it's Japanese version is a very handsome fellow.
This is true. I mean, there's a lot of Super Sentai villains.
Japanese names of the three birds are very lazy. Just Fire, Thunder, and Freezer.
Fire, Thunder, and Freeze. Hold on. There's
Yes,
there's a Flashman villain.
He's
Yeah, Sir Cowler. Here's my all right, let me just get him in here. Sir Cowler caught me off guard because no Super Sentai villain should be this ridiculously handsome. Like,
oh,
Look at that mustache.
look at him. No, like honestly, if anybody, I don't know, I don't think he's ever played Daisuke Jigen in a live action Lupin the Third, but he should have back then because holy cow, that's a
Simpsons
dead
scene
ringer right there.
This guy in The Simpsons said, "Hey, is he handsome? No, I said he's rugged. Handsome means he looks at himself. Rugged means you look at him."
That's a good distinction. Anyways, yeah. So there's that.
See, it's just for Jason. If we ever get a figure art rock, please, subtitle on the package should be "Handsome Blue Beast of Konoha."
I agree. You know what? Sometimes I want certain characters just to see what their taglines will be.
So, in terms of the original Naruto figure Naruto, who did they even release in the original Naruto figure arts line?
Who did
It was like
release?
It was like Naruto, Sasuke, Adachi, like a lot of the Katsuki, I think, right?
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the Tamashii website and constantly tell them how I don't accept cookie. I just switched to wrong screens. Thanks for lagging, OBS. Tamashii website. We became here.
Yeah,
All right, I think we're back.
The universe broke. The universe broke for a second.
Anyways, sorry. The Tamashii website is incredibly laggy. I was gonna go to them, but they're just really not working now. All right, so everyone hear me? I'm trying to reconnect things.
Yeah, everything's going good.
I think I opened too many tabs, and Tamashii's new website is completely crashing things, but I think I can get it to work. Come on, work with me, Tamashii.
But TechET, Comrade Buffa is on P-Bandai US for $80. Is it worth it?
So as someone who
$80.
normally buys figure arts from places like Toku Collectibles where they're 100+, you're gonna save like $5. The best thing is that it shows Bandai that we won it in the US. But I don't know if it's like any better of a deal because you have to pay the shipping. The shipping's about $10, and then tax was another like. I ended up spending like 96. By the way, I bought Buff off P Bandai US. I wish they would have put them up when they did the Japanese release, not 3 weeks later. Because I know some people were like, "Oh, I already bought from a middleman, and now I had the choice here." The thing I'll say is that like, I think it'll be worth it. Because I like figure arts. Like I spent like $100-something on Arc Zero here, and I said he was one of the best figures of the year. The P Bandai ones turn out a little bit nicer than the retail ones because there's less of them. But I'd say I don't know. It is a hard price to swallow, but it's not an upcharge. Let me switch over to that tab because I was gonna PSA this. I was gonna be like, hey, PSA, you can buy Buffa from P Bandai US. So, like, he comes with all the stuff for Zombie. He's got the chain sword. He does come with a bunch of extra heads. Like, he's got a head for Geets that has the zombie chin to it. and he comes with parts to make his like entry form if you buy the entry form Geats. So I mean, he does come with a good amount of stuff. He's got 4 sets of hands, the zombie breaker, Geats eye parts, Geats jaw parts, entry form eye parts, entry form jaw parts. So I mean, it's a good value, I think, for what figure arts go for nowadays. So yeah, I mean, if you want it, this is probably the best way to get it. If you haven't ordered it from somewhere already. But it's not too much of like a discount, but maybe in the future we'll get more of these. It's nice to have options. That's the important memo here.
My table again.
Back to the Naruto thing. I was just gonna go back to this because I got this thing loaded. Let me close that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Naruto's original figure arts line, Naruto is retail, and then Sasuke, Kakashi. They made Minato, Naruto Sage Mode, Sasuke from the Itachi battle, Itachi, Rock Lee, Gaara, Madara, Jiraiya, Boruto, and those are all P Bandai, too. So we're already doing better with the new line. And then the rest of these, let's see, they did Complete Edition Sage Mode Naruto, and then a bunch of figure art zeros, including this Tsunade that I'm not even sure I can show on stream.
Yeah, it's just Tsunade.
And then, and then now we're on the new line. So Sakura's brand new for this line. Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke are redos, even though Sasuke wasn't done in this outfit before. They re-released Madara with premium color.
Metallic paint.
I don't count that as a new one. And then we're getting
Kid. Something that made me laugh.
And then we're getting Kid Naruto and Sasuke.
That's crazy.
So
somebody said they saw in your chat they saw the Boruto figure arts at a Goodwill for $2, still in the box.
God. Someone just had that, lost it. Someone donated it to a Goodwill.
And they clearly don't know what it is.
Yeah, anything that ends up in a Goodwill, nobody knows what it is. That's why it ended up at Goodwill. What other questions in the chat? I mean, I'm not going to say what my wish list picks for the Naruto figure arts are, because I put that in the Kakashi video, and I was about to say it like that video's been live, but it's not. So,
let's see. Do you guys remember Ryu Kendo? I do. That's one of my favorite non-big big three tokusatsu series. I just love Ryu Kendo's designs, especially.
I have not watched Ryu Kendo, but I've wanted to for years.
See, pre-Amanda ever ships to the UK, I would have purchased, although I'm sure eBay at some point down the line. Thinking about figure arts like US release dates from their Japanese counterparts are always insane. I always like
they are with the Gunpla, but Buffa's only a month later.
Like
Buffa ships in July and the Japanese release is in June. So
it's with there's the Spy X family figure arts, and they're all the forgers are out now in Japan, but the release dates are so scattered in the US apparently. Where it's like
the retail stuff takes 3 to 4 extra months. The P Bandai figure art stuff is like a 1 month later.
And I question that why they're all out. They're all out in Japan. Why not?
There's people that don't even have Sakura for Naruto. Kakashi's out. And that is a problem that Bluefin has had for years, and they've clearly never going to get better at it. They always say it's 1 month after the Japanese release, and it never is.
The whole Bandai. It's like I thought because the whole Bandai merger, things would be better in terms of getting things out because they're all one part company now. But I guess not.
The Bandai merger just gave us more stuff on P Bandai US, basically.
I mean, it's so good we're getting them, but still, it just baffles me. Where it's like, I mean, I can definitely get all of them right now from Japan, but I'd rather just wait for the US release to pay for not stupid shipping prices.
Yep. Smith the Crow brought up good Smile Company products compared to the Japanese release. Yeah, I will not go through good. I don't do US releases of Good Smile stuff because it takes so much longer. And it's not really. It's actually more expensive most times. Like the U.S. prices on Good Smile stuff is insane.
I bought the Symphogear Acmo Hibiki the U.S. Good Smile store. It would cost way much more than I could get on the Hot Building Japan, for example. It came out pretty soon. It came out August. No, it came out it came like April or something like that, in
Mm.
in Japan, but I didn't get the US release into like August. Like very like I remember it was no, it was around July, but still, it took forever, and it was I
Here's
think it
the
was
one Good Smile release I actually pre-ordered through a US site because I did the math, and the Nindoroid Jose Carioca from the Three Caballeros was cheaper through Big Bad than it was through Ami Ami. But that's a Nindoroid.
um I did I know I did the dingus move and pre-order the Figma Metroid Dread Samus True US Could Smile like a
I
dingus
ordered it
thing.
through Japanese. I ordered it through Ami Ami, and it was 12,500 yen. And then through Good Smile, it's like $86, and I was like, that's a huge discrepancy
I think I did that because Hobby Link Japan didn't have it,
because it's
so
exclusive to Smile Shop with Ami Ami getting limited quantities.
that's why I still like
Yep.
there's
Same
certain
thing for Persona 5 Royal Violet. She's also exclusive to Good Smile Shop with limited quantities on Ami Ami.
yeah, great.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, great! I can't wait for the day of life figures to be exclusive to to the Good Smile Company. Yippee!
What else we got going on in the chat?
What's the next CSM you want to be made?
That's a good one because I think I have almost every writer belt I want.
I want Kiva. Wait, no, did they do Kiva? No, they did Kiva.
They did Kiva. Because I got Agito. That was a big one for me. Because I don't want to say the big ones that have huge gimmick items to them because I already trapped myself enough with fusion cards. And I don't want to say Showa because that $500 Ichigo belt really pissed me off. I was like, why is it so much? What's a CSM?
Hey, what have they not
Or
done?
wants?
What have they not done besides a lot of the modern stuff? Okay,
Hibiki's the big one.
and I mean that's the thing. Would they just do the tuning fork, or would they do the whole tuning fork plus the belt?
A full size Titan sword for Kuga. So
I think for me, I want a complete CMS driver.
you know what I want? Here's my weird one. I want the alternative belt from Ryuki. I love
Because
that design.
they never built they never made
They
it.
showed a prototype
that
for
toy.
it. They showed a prototype and never released it.
Comment do you want to see Child Toys make Darkstalkers figures for the Capcom line?
Absolutely. Anybody can do Darkstalkers because I like Storm collectibles,
But they're so expensive.
not even that. Oh my god, the price is not my biggest problem. The problem is that it's been 2 years and all we have is Dimitri.
Because didn't they show Morgan?
They showed Morgan, and they've not even shown a color version. I'm like, how long is this going to take? I got 3 Bushido statues in the time between when they showed Morgan and now.
I now you had to start. I completely forgot. I should have pre-ordered this whole bad guy when I got the pre-order open. But then again, I'm pretty sure once it comes out, I can easily get it.
He should be around better later, and then also there'll probably be recolors too. Worst case scenario.
But yeah, my only problem with Storms is like it takes forever to get them to other characters. Like once they,
I mean, the thing is, their Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat lines are great, but it's taken them 7 years to get there.
It's
taken a long time.
Like Storm Gogo is making a Guilty Gear line. Oh yes, can't wait to see all the different characters. I realize we're not gonna get half the characters I want. I want everybody, but like get 2 characters like Ramathal or Ramathal or stuff like that, or Leo's like that's gonna take forever. It's like oh damn it.
I know they're great figures, but they're expensive and they take forever. I can say the same about Mezco.
So if they do, if Jada does do Darkstalkers, what do you think would match would be the Wave 1 3 figures?
If Jada does Darkstalkers, following the way they did Street Fighter, Wave 1 would be Morgan, Talbane, QB. You know, QB, two popular and then 1 wild card. And pretty much at this point, wild card's anybody from Vampire Savior. And then Wave 2 would be Dimitri, Felicia, freaking Jeddah probably like that kind of.
Actually,
Actually, I think Jeddah's
You know
more
what?
mainstream because
Marvel's
Marvel
Capcom
Infinite. Yeah.
Make Jeddah's box actually say freaking Jeddah.
What
Yes.
do you think Donovan is a scared character or a main play?
He's a main character because he's like the focus of the anime and stuff. Like I think Wave 3 would be Donovan, Hisenkyo, and
War Raptor's too popular.
or yeah, maybe Rikuo
Yeah, handsome
because
fish.
he's oddly handsome.
Yes.
He's strangely attractive for a fish man. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? That almost could be a whole video, just like wish list a Darkstalkers line, and then just like here's my map. But I also don't want to do that in case like Jada like looks at it and they're like, oh, damn it, we can't use any of these ideas without hiring them, and then they're like, we can't afford to hire them. So I don't like to make those like let me plan out an entire line because I totally could because there's a finite amount of Darkstalkers characters.
Trust me. I've been wanting to do like a
characters are there?
mega. I've been wanting to do some kind of Mega Man like what if toy line for years now. But yeah, I just want to go steal it. Let's see, Ryan Fuega. What do you think will be the next GT figure? Baby. I feel like it's gonna be Baby.
It's either that or Gogeta.
Yeah, one of the two.
Let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 18 playable characters in Darkstalkers. So that breaks down to, let's see. Let me just do the math here so I don't have to do it on my phone, on my brain.
And starting collectibles only
six waves. 6 waves of Jada figures could do all of Darkstalkers.
And starting collectible will finish that whole roster in 2043.
Maybe 2076. I mean, Bushido. If Bushido had a male statue line, we'd probably get a lot more. But Bushido's only got like 3 left because they've done Morrigan, Lilith, and Felicia. So Hisenkyo,
BB Hood,
BB Hood, QB. That's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's all the.
Yeah, so they're halfway done in Bushido. There's like
Splash X. I'd love to see a video about the history of Bluefin, Bandai America Collectibles, and the three half different versions of P Bandai US we've been playing over the years.
If I could find more concrete info on that, I totally would. Because right now, like if I were to do that video now, I would just be sort of expositing memories, which I don't necessarily like to do because that's what got sort of some people riled up. My first Sentai DVD video. Some of the comments were like, "You remembered that wrong," which was true because I didn't look it up again.
Unless it's the Fox Kids event where you only have memory to go off on.
Exactly. I'll look into it. I'll see if I can find anything. Because a lot of the stuff I've heard from Bluefin is just, oh, I talked to this person who used to work their booths. I talked to this person who used to work with them here. I talked to, it's a lot of secondhand knowledge. So it'd be hard to put together a history, but I could probably look into it and find out some more. Maybe I have a couple contacts I could reach out to. I'll think about it.
Let's see. Has Circles even done Johnny Cage for their Mortal Kombat line yet?
Nope. Nor have they done Sonya or Jax. They pretty much avoided the Americans.
Okay. Let's see. What about Jada Toys making Mega Man X? I think they said they have the
inevitable, right?
I'm pretty sure they confirmed they have of recent interviews. They do have the license for the whole Mega Man brand. But like, I'm not.
And they do EXE stuff that's cheaper than the dang Super Mini Plus.
The Super Mini Plus and Code Kia, because if you want like X and EXE right now, Code Kia's got the kits. But I won't be surprised eventually because in the interview they did with I think it was the Whoosh, they said right now they're sticking with classic, where after the first 2 waves they're moving on to anything after Mega Man 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is smart. You got to start with the classics. It always goes well. Largest audience base when you start with the first stuff.
I'm thinking, you think Storm will release an individual Liu Kang without Dragon to make it cheap? Wait, did the Liu Kang came with like a dragon?
Yeah, giant dragon system? Liu Kang came with the whole Mortal Kombat dragon fatality thing. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Unleash your animality.
I wish they could release that dragon separately in a different color scheme.
Speaking of video game figures, you saw just heard the new Jax Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Metroid.
I saw those and I was like, "What? Jax is doing things that aren't Mario? Like World of
You know what's
Nintendo
insane?
actually means something again?"
You know what's insane? Because I first thought the Samus Link were just re-releases, but now they're remolded, and the Samus has double joint elbows and knees,
Yep.
and butterfly joints.
Yeah, I know. I saw that and I was like, "Man, I don't need to buy them again, but I think I will." Because I will buy more. I don't even like Breath of the Wild, but I'll buy another Breath of the Wild Link to show Jax and Nintendo, hey, I'll buy Zelda figures. Also, that's my controversial hot take. I don't like Breath of the Wild.
I mean, how's the new Breath of the Wild Link has a much better face sculpt than the first one they did years ago.
It's funny. I love Zelda, but I do not like Breath of the Wild. Just did not enjoy it. I just did not enjoy my experience with that game whatsoever. I was on board. I was like, oh, this will be great. I did not like it. It just happens. I've been playing Skyward Sword again on the HD, and I'm like, yeah, this is more like it. Muteki T, yeah, the broken weapon mechanic ruined the game for me. Like, legitimately ruined my fun with that game. Because every time I'd use a weapon, it'd just break, and then I'd have to scramble around to find another one. I was just like, this is too much work. I just want to explore and have fun in dungeons, and yet I'm having to do all this chores to get stuff done. Like, I don't like when a game starts putting on too many levels of things you have to do just to do the basic stuff.
Mm.
I don't like chores. I don't like chores in games.
Homework the game.
Yeah,
Homework,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I did not like having to find weapons. I did not like having to keep track of what weapons I have. And like, oh, is this one going to break? So I got to not use that one. I got to use this one. I got to save this one for a bit. It's too much brain power.
Can't believe I'm giving Bethesda props for this. You know how they are bad. But, they have stuff like that called survival mode in Fallout and Skyrim. But guess what?
Yeah.
It's optional.
Exactly. I like that.
Spencer, I wish Sonic figures could have elbows and knees. I've been wondering that since...
They're starting to.
I think the main reason why a lot of the game figures don't have elbows and knees, at least elbows, because they all have knee joints. Everyone has knee joints besides like characters like Big and Vector. The reason why I think the game figures don't have elbow joints is because I think with the movie figures they can hide the elbow joint better with the fur.
Yeah.
The smooth arms, I think.
Unless they're bigger like Vector and Vector,
big or
Chaos. Chaos has elbows.
I think Chaos and Rouge can get away with because Rouge has a glove and Chaos is just pure water, so there's nothing to really break.
And maybe I was thinking about this too. Maybe it's a budget thing. Maybe they couldn't afford to in the initial waves, like when they made the main characters, they couldn't afford to put elbow joints in. But now that the line's been selling well, so like these later figures are starting to come with elbow joints, and maybe it was just a budget thing. That's my theory.
I'm so baffled that Big is. I'm so surprised how well, because I just found Big finally. I'm suddenly find Chaos. But I'm surprised how well painted and articulated Big is for how like much plastic was put into this figure. Because usually when this kind of thing where it's like, oh, the figure has like used a lot of plastic, they must sacrifice a lot of paint details. But he's like, he has every single paint detail he needs. I guess that's what sacrificing the fishing rods for.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with how that figure turned out. Honestly, also I need to stop playing with Guts Falcon. Just in case anyone's hearing clicking, it's because I keep transforming Guts Falcon. My attention span sometimes is incredibly small.
All right, do you have any topics for us to discuss?
We do. We have some news topics. I was just gonna. I saw Smith the Crow say that he's been in a Sonic mood lately, thanks to Sonic Frontiers. I forgot to mention I finished Sonic Frontiers over the weekend.
Did you did you do the hard mode boss?
I looked up a video on how to do it, and then saw what the boss was, and I was like, I'll do that later when I feel like it.
It's actually not that hard. It's actually not that hard.
I love space shooters, but I'm like, I will end up failing at this just to replay it because I love space shooters. Like I love shoot 'em ups in space. Yeah. So yeah,
You're waiting Frontiers. Now you beat it.
I think it's great. I mean, this comes from somebody who's a Sonic shill who pretty much buys every game. I loved it. I'm also genetically engineered to love it, so that doesn't say much. But at the same time, I did think I think it was great, honestly.
I think all the new lore aspects from the Ancients and the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, thank you to Ian Flynn for that.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering that all these games take place in the same universe. The other thing is, I think that it's not a perfect game by any means, but I still
No,
really
it's not.
liked it.
But did the ending break?
Its ending didn't piss me off like Bayonetta 3, so you know.
No, it broke me. It made me cry.
I was sad. I was like, I had emotional reactions to Sonic Frontiers, whereas the only emotion I felt when finishing Bayonetta 3 was anger. So you know what? I'm gonna take it.
That scene with Eggman on the cliff will still forever like break my heart every time I
It's
see
great.
it.
And the music's incredible. The whole soundtrack is just so good. But yeah, let's get to I have some news topics for everyone to discuss. First of all, in case anyone's wondering how my budget this year's going, here's an entire wave of Marvel Legends I'm totally buying that I was going to before the Build-A-Figure was shown. We talked about these before, and I wanted to follow up that
So the
Cha'ad
Build-A-Figure-
is now the Build-A-Figure.
Which is just obviously the Abomination figure reuse. It's
Guess what? He's always drawn to look like Abomination anyways. Like, the body being Abomination is fine.
I like the Anteater thing.
His little creature thing is great. Cha'ad hasn't had a figure since Toy Biz in the 90s, so good stuff. This whole way's a win for me, because I do really love
I still want, speaking of Abomination, I really want them to just take the skeleton of the Avengers game Abomination, make a comic version, because that figure. I'm not a fan of the design, but that figure improves a lot of issues I had with the initial Abomination Build-A-Figure.
He really does. I was gonna add Cha'ad has an opening mouth. They confirmed it's articulated, so hell yeah, do that more, please. I like articulated jaws.
I'm still shocked the Jax Vector still has an articulated mouth.
So, anyways, that's pretty neat. Hey, let's clown on Playmates, because I'm kind of pissed off at them at the moment. I'm gonna be honest. So, like, the thing with most of the Playmates' Ninja Turtles output, I really
release.
It's all reused tooling. It's fine. I'm actually pretty glad they released the Shredder and the Triceraton outside of the multi-packs, because if you had the previous Classics figures and didn't want to buy them again to get these two, this is great.
Honestly,
they should have just done it from the start, but you know.
I might get these since I figured the neck is not gonna really.
This Shredder looks rough.
You could tell it's a mold made back in 2012 that they decided to revive.
Yep.
Because that was the Shredder. It was a Shredder and Krang were planned for the initials costume line back in 2012, 2013, but they decided to scrap it because the figures because they did the brilliant idea of releasing the third wave being more turtles, and that flopped the line. So,
Yep.
but when they were desperate after the Rise line failed, they were like, let's just revive the Shredder mold, and I guess I'm not sure the Triceraton is like a brand new.
The Triceraton looks new because it looks good. Like the Triceraton here, and I'm gonna be like, this is because I will compliment Playmates where I can. I think this Triceraton looks as good as their last Ronin figure. Like both of those look like new things that like actually. I might get the Triceraton because I love Triceratons, but
the Triceraton looks decent. Those the Stranger, it's so weird. The Stranger's Things 2-pack has brand new like Mirage style.
Those look good too.
Yeah, those are decent. It's like when Playmates actually tries, they are decent.
And this is my thing is that my only complaint is not some. I think the Shredder coming out is fine. I think the Triceraton's great. The next two are what I have a problem with because I'm like, man, can that plastic just be converted into Star Trek toys?
What's wrong with this releasing the same movie Turtles again?
Here's the thing. So the next two figures, let's just put them up here. It's Leonardo and Raphael in trench coats and hats, right? That's fine, okay? It's putting the same figures out again, this time with a trench coat and a hat. The problem is how they say inspired by the 1990 movie on both of them. Do you know which turtle wore a hat and trench coat in the 1990 movie? It's Raph. Do you know which one is not in this wave? It's Raph. If it was Raph and Leo or Raph and Mikey, I probably wouldn't even care that much. But the fact they didn't make the one that's canon, but they made these other ones, it's just like, really?
I'm surprised they haven't revived the Krang mold if they revived the Shredder mold, unless the Krang mold's just destroyed.
Maybe they will, because the existence of two in trench coats implies that there's another wave. Also, people already found these in Target, and they're like $20.
At least they're not stupid price, at least.
Yeah, they're not stupidly expensive. Let's talk about stupidly expensive Ninja Turtles. This Mezco set is fascinating to me.
You know, it's frustrating because I actually really like the designs of these Mezco turtles.
So let's talk about a $400 box set of action figures.
It's so frustrating because I think design-wise they're perfect. They're not paying that price.
So what's fun about these is they're new designs. They look a lot like the Nickelodeon 2012 Turtles figures, not the show, but the actual like first wave of figures.
The figures are clearly based off Shiro Nelly's concept art because
Yeah.
you look at a lot of the 2012 series concept art, that's what the original figures are based on.
They were very more Mirage based in a lot of ways. So I like these. I like that they're new designs. Mezco would do that. That's just kind of how they roll. They're like, we're going to make one set of turtles. I do like that they're in a box set. I think that's great because me personally, I never buy one turtle. I always buy all four. So
Yep.
Cool. Anyways, but I think they look great. It's just, as somebody that buys Mezco occasionally, hold on, let me grab an example. I got Constantine recently. This Constantine I ordered in February of 2021.
It's now 2023.
He arrived in December of 2022. And he was originally set for like an October 2021 release. So don't expect these to come out anytime soon. I have like 5 more Mezcos on order.
What's the scale of these usually?
They are approximately 6-inch.
Right.
Let me switch. Let me grab Dr. Fate because that's the other one I have. I went on sort of a buying spree for Mezco, and let's see. I bought several Mezco figures, and like I've only gotten 2. I have Destro, the Batman, Ultraman, the Tokusatsu one, and Superman on order. Oh, and Doctor Doom. Yeah, I don't remember if I said that, but anyways, here's the Dr. Fate, but there's none here. Did I move them all? Okay, hold on. We're just gonna casually move my way over here. Spider-Man, who have been elected to be the Marvel Legend of the day. So anyways, Mezco stuff, they're good. I mean, they are good figures. They're expensive. They come with a ton of accessories. The cloth goods stuff is great. Like, I think Mezco does a good job. But a lot like Mafex, who also does a good job, they take freaking forever to deliver, and I wonder why they keep putting up pre-orders when they have so many unfulfilled. Both companies are absolutely worse than Hasbro in that regard. But anyways, so here's Spider-Man, Marvel Legends figure. Here's Dr. Fate from Mezco. So you can see that they're about in the same size class, roughly. Ryan will go see it in a minute once the stream catches up. But they're about the same size class, which is kind of cool because a lot of DC figures were bigger than Marvel Legends. These guys are closer. Mafex runs a little bigger than Mezco, so they're a little bit larger. But they're nice. I like them. I gotta say that there's some that haven't shipped, and it's been like 2 years, and that I think is the problem with them. But also Dr. Fate. This is completely arbitrary, but kind of cool. Regardless, Dr. Fate, compared to some of the others, I know Ultraman is like this as well. Dr. Fate has a light up amulet and eyes.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is really cool, and I know that was one of the selling points for Ultraman is that his color timer and his eyes glow. Probably on the same system as Dr. Fate here. But yeah, I mean, Mezco does cool stuff. It's just they take forever to ship. And then I saw in the chat, Brian mentioned the cigarettes and guns situation. Yeah, that was a problem when Constantine was announced. And because they said they had to remove them from the photos. They changed the photos and they said, oh, those accessories can't be shown. So what's interesting...
But don't they still come with the figure?
Yeah, so like on the back of the box, you don't see the shotgun or the cigarettes for Constantine. But did I? Yeah, I did. Let's just tear into him right now. I haven't opened him yet because he's got so many accessories, and I haven't just like sat down at a table to to go through it.
Maybe you should risk the DC rule and review this one.
I thought about it, but I know there's guys that do Mezco stuff much better. So, anyways, there's the cigarettes for Constantine. He comes with a ton of them, like a whole little plastic baggie full of them, and then there's the shotgun right there. So Warner Brothers rules say they can't have that, but they put them in anyways because they announced them before that was a problem. But then the promotional images don't tell you that they come with it, but it comes with it anyways. Anyways, so he's kind of a nice point of history more than anything, I think. But I mean,
the last DC figure that might come with guns.
Yeah, if you look at this, right, like you look at all the magic effects, the shotgun, the trench coat, the lighter, the cross, the sword. Like this is like the most decked out Constantine figure. That's why I got it. And that's why I will get like my favorite characters as Mezco because of how nice they are. Or same with Mafex or Mayfex. I flip them back and forth. Mafex, I've been collecting the Death of Superman line because I love the Death of Superman comic. I also ended up ordering Nightwing and Storm because I love Nightwing and Storm. So some of these superhero franchises, I usually go for like, DC Multiverse or Marvel Legends. But with Mezco, I don't know how I got on a whole tangent about this, but Mezco and Mafex, I will go for it for certain characters. That's why my first Marvel one's going to be Doctor Doom in sometime between now and the end of my life.
This was better figures.
Yeah, so anyways, back to the Turtles, I guess. The Turtles look good. It's just I don't want to buy them. I have too many Ninja Turtles as is.
Like, if they weren't so expensive, I want to get this because they're like the perfect like evergreen turtle designs. Like because I don't want to go on a super tangent, but like man, like the current state of how Nickelodeon's treating turtles right now with nothing but 80s turtles is really, really getting on my nerves to no end.
I really want somebody to do the IDW Turtles, like, badly. I don't really care who at this point. I just would really like some IDW Turtle figures.
I just go like it really as like the perfect evergreen turtles because I think my always problem, my biggest issue, because me and my friend discussed this a few days ago when the new movie renders leak, is it's above that Nickelodeon is using the Acers as such as the evergreen render for how turtles are marketed nowadays, even though like the Turtles is such a multi-generational franchise, why just rely on one that at this point is like a lot of people like doesn't really represent the whole franchise great at all.
It's just like that early part of it that's such a small part of it in the long run.
Well, because as much as I love the 80s cartoon, it does not represent the whole Turtles brand at this point because every other Turtles media has more take influence from the comics with the 80s cartoon. So and also doesn't help that I get to know it because legally Nickelodeon can't touch the 80s cartoon because its own.
They can only do merchandise for it. They can't do anything with the show.
It's like so weird. It's just so baffling me where I see like in the newest Nickelodeon crossover games they're using the 80s Turtle design, which always bugs me more there because the two don't mix because Nickelodeon nostalgia is like 2000s and very late 90s, early 2000s, and then you get
in a 80s. Lot of ways they should be putting the 2012 Turtles because that's the Nickelodeon Turtles.
Or so like it always annoys me like how much they're using the 80s Turtles so much where 80s Turtles so much. So like seeing these designs like I want these designs. They're just perfect because like it always baffles when they're using the 80s Turtles design because like when you show them any versions of the Turtles, people would say it's the Ninja Turtles. They just see turtle with color headbands and weapons, and they recognize them as Ninja Turtles. So why use specifically the 80s Turtles?
I think part of the problem too is the toy companies are run by people who grew up in the 80s, so they're just going to want to do the designs from when they were a kid. And I think that's
I don't mind the NECA. I don't mind the NECA turtle, like the NECA 80 Turtles toy line. That's the one I don't mind. And Super 7. Is there anything else I'm more annoyed? Because at least with
like the freaking what is it? Loyal Subjects line.
Yeah.
I don't know why that one's so 80s.
Yeah, because at least with NECA, they're giving when NECA and Playmates,
NECA's doing literally the cartoon designs
everybody.
down to the shading, and then Super 7's doing here's the 80s toys, because I
Mhm.
like those. I love the Super 7 line.
Yeah,
They have had some QC issues with a couple of the waves, but like I'm still in, but I'm still
but the
picky.
Super 7 has a purpose because you only can really do something like that for the 80s toy line because every other toy line is just
Mm.
taking the animation character designs into action figures like the 2003 toy and such. So you only can really be more creative with the 80s toy line. And when
Before we move too far, I wanted to go over the insane amount of accessories this comes with because I just want to. I'm impressed by this. So it's the 4 turtles. Each are a unique body sculpt. Each turtle comes with three different heads. Right? They come with 2 different bandanas each, 4 different slices of pizza, soft goods jacket for Mikey, a robe for Donnie, a robe for Leo, tech stuff for Donnie, trench coat for Raph, more trench coat posing stuff. I don't know. 4 different stands. That's also the nice part. Mezco stuff comes with these giant circular bases and like arms to pose them on. There's 10 hands for Leo, 12 for Raph, 10 for Michelangelo, 8 for Donatello, 4 turtle comms, 4 grappling hooks, throwing star effects, 2 nunchucks with real metal chains, 2 nunchucks that are spinning, 2 side, 2 katanas with sheaths, bow staff, 2 climbing claws, 3 throwing darts, 3 shuriken, 2 tonfas, 6 kunai, 1 push standard, 2 kotetsu shogi, and all that's wrapped up in a $400 box set.
So at least you're getting your money's worth with this set.
Oh,
at least.
totally. It's just,
I
you got
just can't
400
afford it.
bucks for just turtles.
That's the frustrating. Like this set sounds perfect. I just can't afford it.
Mhm. Anyways, let's look through the chat real quick because that's all I had on turtles stuff. I just want to talk about those 2 things.
Super 7 is cool, but done. Okay, all 4 mains. We love a new Simpsons toy line, but okay with Super 7.
Let's see where are we at. I'm just gonna back it up real quick.
Really did not know. Really did not know that isn't the 80s TMNT owned by CBS. Oh, yes, because was it
Technically,
CBS?
part of it is, and that's the problem, because the rights to the whole show for syndication and home video were sold off to Lionsgate.
New
So
Lionsgate. So
Lionsgate
that's
still has that because every time you see that DVD set get reprinted, it's Lionsgate re-upping their contract.
because they know that people will buy it.
Yep, they know people will buy it, and if they don't release it, then they'll lapse and go back to Paramount.
Nickelodeon.
Paramount / Nickelodeon.
That's Virgin. Give us the Super Turtle OVA. I would love new figures of the Super
That'd be
Turtle
great.
OVA. Let's see.
I did see a comment about Mafex hands. Where are we at? See, Brian mentioned, yeah, I can't stand how the hands on Mafex always fall off. I've had that issue. My first Mafex figure was the Dark Knight Rises Batman, and it was awful, and I hated it. And that's what
Well,
put me
how
off
was it?
Mafex for a long time. And then then they started doing Death of Superman, and I was just like, ah. And so I got Return of Superman, and I was like,
Well, what's the
oh, this
problem?
is great. And so I got Cyborg. The hands do come off kind of easy, but it's over time they start to wear out, and that's kind of a problem. But for me so far, with Cyborg Superman, he feels like the sturdiest out of all the ones I've gotten.
I heard the Spidey Mayfix figures are really good.
Yeah, and then here's Return of Superman. He's holding together pretty good, even with his giant rocket boots.
Well, so what was the problem with the Dark Knight Returns figure?
Every single joint popped apart without me doing anything. I just like look at
So
it and it'd be falling over.
literally disintegrated in your hand.
Not so much disintegrate, just kind of like pull apart. And then also, the joints were so loose that he couldn't hold himself up, like even on his stand. So that's why I didn't buy Mafex for years. And then they started doing the comic ones, and I was like, okay, Batman Hush is a good design set, but I have so many Batman figures. I don't know. And then they're like X-Men, and I was like, oh, X-Men. But then I'm like, but I got the Marvel Legends. And then they're like Black Suit Superman with the rocket boots. And I was like, I don't have that in anything. And then that's what got me. And now I've got Cyborg Superman. I got Steel on order. I'm imagining maybe soon they'll announce Superboy or Eradicator. They got to be coming. Like, they just got to finish the set at this point. And then I ordered Nightwing because I'm a Nightwing nerd. And
more questions. Let's see, Mizaki T. Was it a long time ago only Planets could make TMNT toys and everyone can do toys since deal with Viacom? Nick, was it like
I think it was
like
after Rise's toy line failed, there was renegotiation done. So that Playmates is still the master toy license, but other companies can make Ninja Turtles under Playmates' purview. Like, Playmates is the reason NECA cartoon stuff is exclusive to Target, and
and two
movie
packs?
stuff is exclusive to Walmart, and why most of it is 2-packs. Yeah, you don't get single-pack Turtle stuff that often. But it's starting to loosen up. I think everybody's just going to Paramount going, hey, can we do Turtles? And they're like, sure. And they're like, hey, Playmates, you got a problem with this? And Playmates is like, well, we're not doing anything else.
Let's see. Synchro, when Sally Acorn and Mina Manga's getting the Jax line, they're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Same with Jazzer. Sega just said no to any of those previous Archie characters. Like, I imagine IEW characters would definitely get more. I could see IEW characters joining the toy line eventually, such as Next to Frontiers.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, any Archie characters, nope, off limits because
I
Sega just.
don't think they want to touch the Ken Pender situation. They don't
Yeah,
want to. They don't want to poke that bear at all.
Yep. Even characters he did not make, like Sally
Yeah.
and just the free.
They don't want to do anything that would cause him to try to do anything. They don't want to. They don't want to open themselves up to that.
Let's see. Instead of let's say Virginia. I was just talking about the Warner Brothers no guns. Gun. Instead of dumb rules, such when it comes to characters like Red Hood and Deathstroke need guns as part of their arsenal. I mean, again, like didn't one? I think it was one of was it the Gotham Knights? Red Hood came with finger guns.
So did the Batman movie Penguin. He had finger guns too. It's really dumb. It's actually. I bought the McFarlane like weapons pack for Spawn, but I haven't gone through and like given everybody guns yet. But it's just kind of a dumb rule that sort of kills certain characters. Like, I don't need Red Hood to come with a crowbar.
I would find it more ironic. It's like, why did he came with a weapon that killed him?
I would rather he have swords or something, to be honest. Like the Spin Master guy, if he can't be a gun guy or doesn't want to be a gun guy.
I mean, the Spin Masters, though, they have sci-fi blasters, so I think that they can get away with that.
The first McFarlane toy to have a gun in a long time is their new Mr. Freeze. And it permanently has a freeze effect attached to the end of it, so maybe that's part
I guess that's how they get away with it.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Let's see. We take the RIP. You use Vital Braces from no more in USA.
I don't know what's going to go on with the Vital Bracelet because they did do the US release.
I had the Vital Hero. It works fine.
Vital Hero is great. The problem is the new app is they're supposedly getting rid of the old app, which basically sort of bricks out the new Vital Bracelet or the old Vital Bracelets.
I don't think they're getting rid of the old app because
it says they're just discontinuing service of the app of the Vital Bracelet. The Vital Bracelet Lab app has a notice that says service will be discontinued March 2023.
Well, because they
and I don't know, and they did not clarify if they're stopping support of it or if they're taking it offline.
Well, they had
and that's what I need them to clarify because that device, the Vital Hero and the old Vital Bracelet, need the mission system in order to progress your Digimon, and you can't do the mission system on the new app. So
unless they update the Arena app, then like
if they could update the Arena app, make it good, and actually have the mission system, that'd be great. But they so far haven't done that, and I'm concerned that they're going to be short-sighted Bandai again and close the app that you need for the device, which will kind of kill a lot of functionality.
Yeah, because I try to use the Vital Brace Arena app, and I cannot get to any battle at all.
I don't like the Arena app at all. I moved all my Digimon over to the Arena app just as a backup in case something happens, but I am pretty I'm not sure what's going to happen. I need them to clarify. I would love to go to Los Angeles for that Digimon fan meetup thing just so I can shake some people down and get an answer.
What's going on?
What's going on with the app? But I'm hoping closer to it they'll give us some more clarity. I would rather they just keep the app running. They don't need to update it. They don't need to run live battles on it, but just leave it up because it's a better app for tracking Digimon for the old Vital Bracelet and the Vital Hero. Because the new app's fine, but if you got Digimon on that app, you got till March, but I would recommend if you're not using them right now, just transfer them to the new app for safekeeping because that is the app that they're keeping up for now. I do wish we had some kind of like Pokemon Home thing where we could just like put them on a PC or something and have like a cloud system. But I'm hoping. I'm a little nervous about that. That's part of the reason why I haven't gone ahead and done my what is the best Vital Bracelet video, because I'm not super thrilled with the bee.
Yeah, because I got
I'm not
the
super
Hero.
thrilled with the bee, and I'm not sure what's going on with the app, and I need one of those things to get solved.
Yeah, because I love I got the My Hero for Christmas, and I really have been loving it. I actually gave me a reason to exercise. It just but the whole weirdness with the app right now, I just don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, the app is my biggest concern. I think the new Vital Bracelet is just me not getting used to it. But the app's a problem. All right, let's move along.
Let's see. Did they do the Royal Flush Gang yet? I'm seeing just any
Nobody
figures
has.
of them.
Not
No one
a
has,
single
really.
company ever has. Not once. Made the coolest gang in freaking DC history.
It's always this. Me and my friends are watching Batman Beyond right now. It's so baffling how bad the Batman Beyond toy line was. Where like there was 0 villains besides the Jokers, and there was like a
Blight. There was one Blight figure,
but it didn't look like Blight at all. It
Nope.
was just generic Skeleton Man.
Yeah, Batman Beyond toy line was pretty rough. I think that Royal Flush Gang is on my list of things that if McFarlane did a Royal Flush Gang box set and announced it tomorrow, I'd call it the figure of the year 2023 right there and then. Because they never made those characters. It's like it's like how they finally made Frankenstein. Like it took this long to get Grant Morrison's Frankenstein.
And they do the Royal Flush Gang. What version of the gang would they do?
I honestly don't care which one they do. They could do the comics one. They've had so many incarnations they could do any of them.
I imagine they could
Todd
do the,
stuff tends to go more modern, so just do a more modern one, or just do the Batman Beyond versions. They're the most prominent, I think. I don't know. I just want a Royal Flush Gang. As long as it's not the Arrow version, I don't really care what version.
They were in Arrow.
They were in Arrow, yes. They were actually really well written. It's just they were basically people in hockey masks, so I don't want figures of them. I think that was one of the best Arrow episodes of season 1, to be honest. But you know, they've had so many incarnations. Just do whatever is the most physically doable. House, we're not picky sometimes.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm thinking, T. Will Hasbro make next?
I love heights, and I don't know.
Will Hasbro make Nemesis Prime based on Commander class Armada? Optimus would like to, but the price of another commander. I mean, since they
wasn't Nemesis only a cab?
Yeah, he didn't have the trailer. So if they, if the hypothetical, since we are getting a Commander class Armada Optimus, I imagine if they do,
they could just take the cab and re-release it
as a leader, probably at most. Yeah,
kind of like how I want them to just redo RID Scourge, but just the cab. Like the trailer's fine, just redo the cab.
Honestly, because you could just take the trailer from the Laser Optimus and just give it to the Scourge.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to be one of those situations. Because I know they've talked about this before. Like, the reason why we got Fire with Victory Saber was because Holly needed Stakeout's mold and they were tied together. Kind of like how Blaster is tied together with Eject. And, which still I don't know how we're supposed to get Rewind. Core class cassettes. But anyways, the thing I will say, because it's funny, our Transformers are next subject, so this is perfect. Where was I going with that? Sorry, my allergies started flaring up. We were talking about cabs.
Yeah.
So if Armada Prime's cab is a separate mold that doesn't need the trailer, that'll work. And then they can just release...
Remember Earthrise Optimus came without his cab in the Walmart Netflix releases?
Right. Yeah. No, that would actually work. So maybe, the Nemesis, they could do it. It's just, here's the cab.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see, like, what if Dark's Nemesis Prime Super Mode would be kind of cool to see.
It would be, but I don't know if... I don't know, the only repaint commander they've done was Shatterglass Jetfire. I guess we'll see. That's a wait and see. If they could just do the cab, that'd be fine, too.
See, for Jason, since Hasbro did a Legends figure of Toei Spider-Man, should they do a Haslab Leopardon?
If they couldn't sell a flaming car from hell, I don't think they can sell the Japanese robot.
Zap Megazord Leopardon.
You know what? Honestly, it doesn't need to be a Haslab. If it shows up in Spider-Verse, just make it as a freaking basic toy that doesn't transform. Just make it a big-ass vinyl figure. Like a Titan Hero thing, yeah. Just be better than the Soul Chogokin, because mine broke before I
really?
even opened it. I
Really?
got mine was broken in the mail, and Ami was like, we have to have you send it back before we decide if you can get a refund. And I was like, what?
What broke on it? Question.
The head connection.
Oh,
The whole
wow.
the whole mechanism to hold the head in place shattered in transit.
The worst thing to break.
Yeah, I ended up just buying another one. Like I had what was it? I was working at the time. I was making way too much money at the time, and I was just like, you know what? I'll just buy another one. So I have two. I keep the broken one in ship mode because it still holds together in ship mode.
Oh, no, that recreates the scene from Spider. I forget it was Spider-Verse or the second Spider-Verse where it was
The
broken.
arms come off because he comes with transformation arms and then like non-transformation arms. So yeah, I could totally do that. The Spider-Verse comic when he got wrecked by Morlun. Yeah, no, Leopardon's a great design, but
They should
making
make
him transform is a problem. That's
They
for
should
sure.
make it. They should make a Transformers Cross Spider-Man figure. A Spider-Man figure just an excuse to making a Leopardon figure.
You know what? That could work too. And
Speaking
why
of
is
Transform-
Leopardon a leopard and not a spider? That's a question I can't answer.
That's a very good question.
I always will say
Because
I.
aliens.
Oh, I wheels.
Yes, aliens. Just like Wheels, the alien who rolled into our chat.
I always would say this with Tony Spider-Man. It feels like it was a tokusatsu already written and made, but then they made the Marvel deal and just threw Spider-Man in last minute kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
Leopardon just kind of has spider webs slapped on him like stickers, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about Transformers. Because Flame Toys is finally going to get me to buy a model kit from Transformers. They got a Soundwave. Do you guys know I like Soundwave? It's not half my name or anything.
Yeah, it's not like out sound.
Exactly. He's so chunky, but I like it.
I like because it's used with it's sort of a original design, but it's still practically G1. But yeah, he's very Mega Man proportion Soundwave, which I really like.
I love his little Ravage. His Ravage is adorable. But look at them. They're a great duo. I like them. They got kind of this they remind me of like 2000s electronica cover art. I know it's very specific, but
Does he only come with Ravage?
He just comes with Ravage, and he comes with a couple extra hands. I love him pointing like he's an anime DJ. I'm super into this.
Cybertron Soundwave.
Yeah, basically. I'm super into this. Again, I don't usually buy the Transformers model kits because I don't have a reason to most times. It's not like I'm at a lack for robot kits. But yeah, no, I love Soundwave. I will pretty much buy any Soundwave.
Someone owns quite a few. Then they're not bad kits at all. They're actually pretty high quality kits.
Supposedly this one is $55.
Yeah, this definitely looks like the cheaper end because it's such a simple kit. It's not like the Leo Prime, which I do really want to get, but it was like $80.
Oh, he's like 6.25 inches. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're all usually 6 inches.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot, and I look forward to building him. I don't know when he's going up for order, but I want him. Look at him. He's so cool. I love him. I just love the style on that. Transformers. I wanted to talk about G1ification, which is a totally made-up word that we're all using like it's a dictionary word.
Well, I mean,
Bandification
is a thing. I coined it like 2 years ago.
So we don't need no education?
Yeah. Anyways, G1ification is still a made-up word that we're all using anyways.
Right. How about we call it Generalization 1? Where it's like it sounds like some military freaking weapon. Generalization 1.
You know what?
I mean, if Godzilla can have her generator G1, we should have Generalization 1.
I like Generalization
GZ1.
1. We could just call it, GZ1.
Exactly.
I like it.
And then there's GZ2, where they have, like, horrible neon camouflage.
Exactly.
I'm getting a lot of baseballs on my phone right now.
You know what happened is that you finally blew up, and people are acknowledging your art.
Or
wish.
Or it's fake comments.
Or fake.
Anyways, I like the way Prowl turned out.
Prowl looks great. I think out of all the quote-unquote G1ification figures, he's the best one because he still looks like animated Prowl.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I can look at this and go, that's animated Prowl. That's not any other Prowl. It's definitely animated. He's blockier, but outside of just doing the animated design, which the toys were already pretty spot on as is, this looks like it fits the rest of the lineup.
He still has the chin. He still has the animated chin.
He still has the chin. He has the ninja stars that become tires, which is great. I think my only problem with him, like I have this one minor thing, and it's these big ass handlebars on the back of his head.
I see a lot of people like either think that's maybe for like a sideways remold eventually.
That could work, honestly. I wouldn't mind that. Transformers is tricky because if you're doing a line that's encompassing all Transformers, not everybody can be a unique mold. So if they can retool this into sideways, cool, go for it. The handlebars folded away nicely on the animated one into the chest, and that was pretty much it. But
they're also they're also tiny, also
very tiny. Probably can't do that anymore because safety law. But I forgot to mention this the past week. I really love this Skyquake because Skyquake here, he's the prime. He's supposed to be Prime Skyquake, but he looks like Prime Skyquake. But they mixed in his G1 design, so he's got the slots.
Really nice fusion design.
Yeah, really nice fusion. He's got the slots, he's got the wings. The jet is very much the G1 design in a lot of ways, especially the jet areas and then the slots. But then his robot mode is very Prime with the way the shoulders are done and the way his overall proportions are. And his chest is more G1 inspired. But honestly, I really, really like this. And there's 8 or 9 different color schemes they could do, which could get very expensive for me.
King Atlas.
King Atlas, Machine Wars Starscream, G1 Skyquake colors, Dreadwing.
That won't disintegrate in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of potential with this, but I kind of like this idea that, hey, also he has an opening cockpit. That is something. Yeah, look at that. It's your leader class engineering right there. But I like that the overall silhouette of the vehicle mode is very Prime inspired, but this guy didn't spend that much in vehicle mode, so his robot mode, if you look at his robot mode, it's different, right?
I really wish, honestly, this is how they did Legacy Bulkhead, where it takes both animated and Prime Bulkhead and combined into one design.
And I think that's the thing, too, is that the problem with Bulkhead in both Prime and animated is these round shapes, and the Legacy one is square shapes.
Square.
And then with RC, it was clear that she was just meant to be new bike toy. And with Knockout, he was redoing Jazz, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, I do like the Skyquake, and I think this might be my new... since I have all the versions of Inferno/Grapple, this might be my new one where I'm like, oh, I'm going to end up with every version of this mold, because I like every color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I want this in G1 Skyquake colors. They could change the head to make it G1 Skyquake. Change the colors. Then that can be Machine Wars Starscream. And then this can become Dreadwing, and then King Atlas. Yeah, I think people... Do people like King Atlas? I like King Atlas.
I like him. I got a copy of him.
He's like the brave character snuck into Transformers.
King Atlas to fit in.
Fun fact, guys. Fun fact. Machine Wars Starscream was the first...
I also have Machine Wars Starscream.
Machine Wars Starscream was the first non-Beast Wars toy that I got after my G1 Sound. My G1 Sound was the first Transformer I had before I had Beast Wars stuff. But Machine Wars Starscream was the first non-Beast Wars thing I had. So I've had him forever. But I'm gonna pull up the images right now so we can look at all these color schemes that I'm gonna buy this freaking toy in.
So
you had Beast Wars first and then other?
Yeah. I had a G1 Soundwave that I got at a thrift store. And then after that I got G1 Soundwave, and then I got Beast Wars stuff, a lot of Beast Wars stuff, and then I had other stuff like Machine Wars Starscream was an early one too.
You're talking about Euro G1 repaints. I want to see that weird Holiday Optimus figure be repainted, remolded to Thunderclash.
I like Thunderclash, Hero Optimus. There's options there. What's funny too?
My first Transformers were Beast Wars. There were no G1 or G2 out available.
Mine was a G2 toy.
Mine was
You have the luxury of being an 89 kid too, so
yeah.
I'm a youngin.
There were G2
I barely
toys.
made it to the 80s. Yeah, barely made it.
There were G2 toys in KB Toys. I remember as a kid, but my parents knew to buy the in thing. They always bought me Beast Wars, even though most
my
of the
dad-
characters they were from the the animes that followed when they didn't have sequels in Japan.
I'm the youngin. I agree. My first toy was Cybertron Jetfire.
G2 Optimus. I had a G1 Perceptor that you guys told. I had it, but I didn't know which. Remember, I was like, which one is this?
Yeah.
That's like, that's a G1 Perceptor. I'm like, huh? When did I get this? Like, we would know. Oh
Let's
yeah.
see. I'm gonna switch windows here. Okay, so click OK, readjust screen. So anyways, so here's our options with toys. We got Machine Wars Starscream. He just ended up first here. Mine doesn't have the stickers. I forget that he had all these random red decals.
Does yours have all the carpet bombs?
No, I don't think I had any of them, to be honest.
Just lost all of them.
I will dig this guy out. He's in a box, but I will dig
casual
him out for a video.
I'd keep him in plain mode.
He's such a good plain mode.
Yeah, no, this toy is better in plain mode because it's just so blocky and has no.
It is literally a brick in robot mode.
Let me do this too. So let's look at the. Okay, I'm gonna queue up a couple pictures here so we can compare. I know this is like technically old news. I hope nobody in the chat's bored.
God, thanks for making me realize that, Wheels.
What?
Okay.
I'm the oldest person in this call.
Okay, so
you keep thinking you're blending in with us when you're not.
I know, right? When you guys talk about your first Transformer, I'm like, I'm the same. Oh no, I'm older.
First Transformer is your barometer for age, right?
It's like first Pokemon game for a lot of people.
So, anyways, King Atlas was another one that looks really good.
Again, I always looking at the lost Brave toy that snuck into a Transformers line.
Guys, I failed. I forgot to get actually Skyquake.
McDonald's Hot Shot.
You know what? I can't say that was a good toy, but I'm sure it has memories.
McDonald's Hot Shot. The McDonald's Hot Shot.
The sentimental value is through the roof.
Yes. Okay, so here we have G1 Skyquake, who's got crazy Euro G1 colors, right?
But it also has gold plastic syndrome.
Also gold plastic syndrome. So if you look at the vehicle mode, right, you got the jet here. God, can I make that smaller? All right, there we go. So we got the jet, right? There's the jet mode on the Legacy. Here's the jet mode. You know, obviously they're not the same, but they're close. And then here's the robot mode for the Legacy. And then here's the robot mode on the G1. So you can see they kept the chest design, but the rest of it's mostly Prime inspired. But you can repaint it and swap heads. It'd be perfect. I would be so happy. Because I am not one of those people that needs everything to be 100% exactly how it was in G1. Like, I don't care. I want you to redesign these things slightly. And,
if it's together. Right, sometimes they should be redesigned. Yeah,
exactly. Here was the Skyquake toy, which I forgot how green he was. Like, this is the wrong shade of green for Skyquake. So, like, if anyone... It's like, in case you guys are wondering, this is what he looked like in the show. Where he's this nice green. And so he was the wrong color green on the actual Skyquake toy. So... Yeah, so getting this...
God.
Getting this guy... This is the proper color scheme for Skyquake.
Does it come with the weird weaponizer spring doesn't lock into place weapon?
The Legacy one comes with the sword and the Gatling gun that this looks like, but not.
Who thought a reimagining of the character would have the actual right paint scheme?
Right. And also, so that's the thing. So we got the right colors for Skyquake, which I think is great. He's a little more square, but that's fine.
Last minute news, we had some a Power Rangers leak.
Another one.
A free comic book day.
All right, send me the link. Yeah,
I send you the link.
I will talk. We're going to talk about Power Rangers next, so this is appropriate.
I just send the link.
Thank you. So, anyways, I'm just like flipping back and forth, and I'm like, I see it. These are the same character. This is not. I like it. I like it a lot. And then now Dreadwing, right? We need Dreadwing's proper colors as well because, as I was looking at this, Dreadwing the toy does not match Dreadwing the show.
He's very bright, the original toy.
Yeah, they brightened up both of them.
You know what's funny? I think even though it was a really vast redesign, the little deluxe toy was actually a really good figure of him.
It was, yeah. I agree.
I still wanted a regular Voyager one, but the problem I had was I kept finding him in stores where they were overpricing at that time. If you recall, they were doing that weird. They were upcharging on Voyagers for no effing reason back then.
So to recap, Skyquake, I'm going to get as Skyquake, Dreadwing, Machine Wars, Starscream, Skyquake, and King Atlas. I'm getting 5 of the same leader if they make all those colors, because I'm so...
I mean, I would just for customs. Even if I don't want one, I'm just like, you're going to be my custom boy.
Yeah. I'm into
like, make
this.
a full,
I
want to make a full black one. I want to make a full black one for like a stealth. Like I know like King Atlas is already black, so I probably will just take him.
Machine Wars Starscream's the black one.
The Starscream, yeah. I want to take like him, but then like give him like a cooler head that kind of reminds me of like say, Soundwave or what's his name? Soundwave or Sideways from
Cybertron.
Cybertron, yeah, there you go. Use that head, like use a head like that on them.
I will kill for a legacy Cybertron Sideways.
Yeah, no, you could use this mold for Cybertron. Probably Cybertron Sideways or Soundwave, I think.
Yeah, totally good. Okay, so anybody else got comments on Transformers before we go to Power Rangers?
That new air.
I hear they transform.
Nice.
I want to do like a whole discussion on Rise of the Beast when Hasbro reveals stuff and like actually tells us what is what.
Officially, yeah.
I would go over. I don't mind showing leaked pictures, obviously, because we just spent like the last 20 minutes doing that. But I really want to know what's going on with the Rise of the Beast line. Because I'm so confused. It's like, what's mainline? What's studio series? Why does the mainline stuff look better if it's the mainline? All that. I want clarity. Okay, I just saw SSJ4 Jason say, take him and paint him in Beast Wars Jetstorm, or Beast Machines Jetstorm. Yes, I approve.
But we need to figure out how can we get him his weird little hover leg.
Yeah.
I have the vision. Okay? We make a Jetstorm that's like a deluxe or a Voyager, right? That looks like the cartoon, right? Like a cartoon-inspired Jetstorm, right? Right? So, that's what we need to get... so that way it can be the drones, it can be the deluxe, like the original, like, show model Jetstorm. But then you do Skyquake up in these colors. And you do the original Ultra toy.
I would love, like, brand new toys of all the Beast Machine generals.
A lot of people hope that Strika and Obsidian are the first ones. As I was talking with Demon Wolf the other day, like, I vaguely only remember Savage Noble, but I did not realize that because I never saw a lot of the Savage Noble episodes. Like, and Darkon, this is the funny part.
I was there for
laugh at this story. Darkon's never brought it up who Savage Noble really was. So when Demon Wolf told me and Jerry, even Jerry and me were both like, wait. And Jerry was like, Jerry didn't know either. We were like, wait, that was Megatron the entire time.
See, this is why everyone should watch Beast Machines, one of the best Transformers shows.
And like, every time I rewatch Beast Machines, I always stop and just go right to the finale.
Yeah, see, that's what I
like the finale more than the show.
I know, because I have that recorded. I used to watch it on loop.
I love the finale a lot more than I love the entire show.
Yeah, no, the whole thing with Beast Machines is that, like, when you watch it as an adult Transformers fan that's, like, absorbed a lot of Transformers media, you start realizing how this is, like, the linchpin connecting Beast Wars to G1. Because it all ties together so nice. And it's not, like, the major stuff that happens in Beast Machines. It's the little episodes where they find, like, the remnants of the Hate Plague. Or the episodes where they figure out, like, they find out how spark chambers work and stuff. Like, that kind of stuff. But anyways, this color scheme for Jetstorm, put that on the Skyquake body. I'll buy a 6th one.
Yeah, if I didn't say, because I know some people. Honestly, when it comes to with Beast Machine on topic, I think I like a lot of the Viacom General's toy designs a little bit more than some of the show designs. Honestly, because I think essentially I like Druss.
There are a lot. Because a lot of the Beast Machine stuff was concept art, so they look a lot more interesting because they didn't have to fit in an animation budget.
I really like Druss's toy design more than I do the show design for him.
We'll have to do like a breakdown of Beast Machines toys sometime because I have a lot of thoughts and I don't want to like. Cause that'll. I could go another 2 hours on Beast Machines.
Poor Rangers.
Well, you know,
Power
the
Rangers style.
Beast Wars are over. We're moving on to the planet of
Side.
Saturn. Oh, Jerry
God.
never saw Jerry never saw that original pilot trailer. So
Oh,
I was like, yeah, Jerry, going into the show, we thought this was the theme song, and then we
Oh
got
yeah, you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Cybertron.
Evolution
Yeah.
Revolution was not the theme song.
that was promoted as the theme song. So everyone going in thought that was the theme song, and then all of a sudden you're just like, bow, 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 bow. Like,
Yeah, suddenly we had Fat Planet, and my love for 2000s techno was born. Anyways, let's talk Power Rangers. We had some leaks, and I thought they were interesting. Cutting our Beast Machines talk, because I will go on for hours.
What you don't like Optimus Prime being the Messiah?
You know what?
Or
I could
Optimus
discuss
Primal?
how that every character in Beast Machines is a perfect evolution of the arcs they had in Beast Wars, but that is for another live show.
Except for Rhinox.
Oh, including Rhinox, especially Rhinox.
That's another discussion to have.
Short answer on Rhinox. Everyone forgets how much mental damage he had in Beast Wars. He was brainwashed twice. The gene bomb messed him up a third time, and then the actual what happens to him in the show when you follow through his whole arc. It all makes sense when you piece it all together.
Like, the only thing I keep thinking is that something effed him up, that his subconscious side, that's the evil villain, came out.
Yes.
And that's all I'm assuming.
There was that, and then there's also
Hank McCoy?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Wait,
no, actually.
Ryan Reynolds is Hank.
Power Rangers. Hey, guys, did you know Invisible Phantom Ranger is, not all clear plastic?
I do really like the blue brush they put on him.
I surprisingly like this. I thought I was just going to ignore it, but I kind of like this a lot.
At least we shouldn't be able to see the recycling piece parts in them.
Yeah, because that would be in his torso, and the torso's painted. So it's not like a invisible Sue where you can see her recycling logos on the inside.
All I know is if I could find a way to dismantle her and put her back together, I would take those logos off if I could.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. Do we have deep thoughts about Invisible Phantom Ranger? I think it's great he's labeled as a turbo figure.
Is he a special thing or is he retail?
I
don't
kind
know.
of hope
Probably
he's a special
exclusive.
thing.
I feel like it's gonna be exclusive.
He should be like there's the Hasbro Pulse item.
Either Pulse or Amazon or something.
Like, he does a group of people who are Phantom Ranger fans, and I'm just like, he's a thing. Whatever.
The first one was retail, and that was perfect. Any variant should be exclusive.
I'm surprised this is the first.
Can we get the dead one?
Is that the white? Is that the all white and gold one from comics? I really like the Morphonaut look a lot.
Morphonaut requires new parts. So
he does. I thought
because his chest is different. Because he doesn't have the Phantom Ruby in it.
Okay. I always get
you have to retool it slightly to get it to match.
Can we just get a dead one though, without his ruby and the cracked stuff that he had in that one episode where he was all damaged?
That should have been the in-space Phantom Ranger.
Was it unique? Will ever get a battle damage variants eventually?
I mean, there's two of them sitting right there. It's Magna Defender and
Time Force.
And yeah.
I want Dying Magna Defender. I will pay for Dying.
We should get it. Put him in a 2-pack with his dead kid.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do too? If I was the designer, just sneak in the Night Axe just for lulz. Be like, lol, 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 lol.
Night Axe, Mike Head, Zika, just make it a whole big thing.
You can make a whole multi-pack with Scorpius, Zika, and Battle Damage, Magna Defender. I guess you could do that.
I'd buy it. The next con exclusive.
I mean, question: does Dying Force Blue count as a battle damage figure?
Well, I mean, it's damaged, all right.
Somebody was damaged when designing it. Anyways, SPD Yellow
entire
exists.
Designing team's damaged when they were designing stuff.
Speaking of damage, SPD Yellow's Morpher is wrong.
Again.
Why?
This is our 6th SPD Ranger, and it's our 6th wrong Morpher.
It's one of these where it's okay, so even assuming if all the six are on the sprue for the figures, if we get a hypothesis that, how come they don't use the same CAD model? Then
I don't understand why they don't use the same design sheets, because the Morpher was done correctly. It was done wrong with Shadow. It was done correctly on Red, and then it's been wrong ever since.
wasn't blue? Wasn't blue also correct, or was that
Blue's
different
was different
also?
than Red's because it didn't have the words on it or something. I don't remember. It was like Red had lines but no words, and then Blue had words but no lines or something like that. This one
Pink
has
was just
lines and words, but it's backwards.
Pink was a weird silver slab.
Green was silver with lines. I just don't
I gotta
get it.
relook at my pink then.
Yeah, she's on the old body, but I prefer that considering the other two female rangers from SPD would have to be new molds. So at least she's gonna match
at
Pink.
least,
Yeah,
at least it'd be consistent.
that's the best thing I can say in that regard. She's got new hands. I'll get her eventually.
I
Yeah.
kept my SVD figure, so I have to get her just to complete the team.
I'm
thing.
I'm in completing teams, but I'm not in buying them at full price anymore because this is also just for a heads up on the Lightning Collection rundown. There's like, I don't know, there's Wave 12, the Deluxe Wave, Ryu and Chun-Li. I'm not gonna buy them before the video because I don't really have the like 200 and some bucks just to shill out for them, and I don't really feel like buying them at full price. I know that jeopardizes sales for the line, but I just can't. I have too many other things to collect, and it's the Lightning Collection is the thing I don't have to worry about because I know that the stock's going to survive. Whereas, like, here's the thing: I don't collect Star Wars that often, but I got screwed out of 2 members of the Bad Batch because I didn't get the first release, and they canceled the reissue. So I get the Star Wars figures because the fandom gets a little nuts with those. But with Power Rangers, I don't. I'll get to them eventually.
The fandom actually hasn't bought in, and they actually bought out.
I don't think the Lightning even sells super well, but Hasbro just keep making them because it's kind of arbitrary. They just have to kind of arbitrary to make them.
Yeah. No, the problem is that they don't put as much love into these figures as they do all the other lines now.
No. Star Wars is actually categorically worse than Lightning Collection for Black Series. I gotta tell you. Like,
what's it?
At least they still make the characters.
Here's the thing: they make the characters, but here is Carl Weathers from The Mandalorian, who I just got. He has this giant plastic cape that doesn't do anything, that guaranteed Carl Weathers doesn't have, and then all of his joints are single jointed on a $25 figure in 2022.
Even his elbows.
Even his elbows.
Even his knees. Even his knees are.
His knees are single jointed, and they only go 90. And this is on almost every figure now because what they're doing is they're sharing the sculpt between the 6-inch and the 3 3/4 inch. And so they sculpt them for 3 3/4 inch. They look great. Then they blow them up to 6-inch and they get really rough.
I haven't heard of.
So that's why I'm only buying certain figures because I don't.
I figure they do it the opposite way.
Yeah, you think.
I haven't heard of a single joint knee $20 figure in years. Like
$25 figure.
Sorry, get $25. Like
pretty much all the Star Wars from the last couple years. Like NECA, when they do it, it's a stylistic choice. Like Doc Brown here. He's got single jointed, but he's not a high action character.
Well, you're not gonna have Doc Brown do high martial arts poses.
But Grand Inquisitor, who I just got,
exactly.
Grand Inquisitor has single jointed elbows and knees.
Like, you don't want to see Doc Brown do a Hurricanrana?
I do.
I actually have my other Inquisitors here. Reva's single jointed elbows and knees. Fifth Brother is the same way.
I'm used to the black suit having double single joint elbows for so long, so I don't mind that as much. But seeing single joint knees is what?
Yep. Because here's an older one. Here's Second Sister from Jedi Fallen Order. She's got double jointed knees. The other one I got, I know I completely detract from Power Rangers. I got Ayla Sakura, and she has double jointed knees because she's using the legs from I think Padme. So she's reusing parts, and that's how she has double jointed knees. But they're also visible pins.
See, Muteki T is now a man of culture because he's using the same logic I'm using for getting SPD yellow.
And yes,
Aki and
Aki, you can
because Akiza is literally voiced by Deca Yellow.
Yep. Anyway, so with Star Wars, I only collect Inquisitors, Jedis, and bounty hunter people occasionally. I'm very picky with Star Wars now, but I have to order them because even if the figures suck now, they'll sell out and then they won't be available, and then they'll promise. They promised reissues. I'm down 2 members of the Bad Batch, because they promised reissues. I ordered them, and then Hasbro canceled all the reissue pre-orders. So
I guess that's why they're called the Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Yep. But anyways, back to Power Rangers. SPDO looks fine. I'll get her eventually. And then there's these weird things. What are you, Tangas? What are you?
So the
So,
blue one's based on one of the variants in the
on
movie. The green one might be one of the video game ones if they appear in the video games.
That's the only thing. Is like the blue one. Like the thing is, I could see the blue if it was just the blue. It's all this weird random white stuff all over them.
Ew.
That's the part that's confusing me. Is the random white splash. By the way, I will say Clone Troopers with single jointed elbows is a damn shame.
So because the original Bandai toy that had the purple of the show, right? The original Bandai toy.
Yeah. No, I don't exactly know. Somebody said, "Is it the Edge of Darkness comic?" I pulled out my comic. Nope, they're purple in that panel. I tweeted these at Josh. Actually, it's funny. The Phantom Ranger looks like the invisible toy in this part. They look kind of like it when he's fighting them because this comic has weird lighting, but it's a lighting choice. It's not really a design choice.
Who's the Dapper Top Hat Man?
Oh, the Dapper Top Hat Man? Where were we at? Oh, in the first one?
First picture.
Oh, that's the commander of the Tengas. He gets super beefed up later. It's pretty funny. But yeah, anyways. So I don't know. The only thing I could think of is when Phantom is kicking them, there is some light refraction while he's invisible.
It's probably just a Hasbro artists having fun, going like, we need to create variants for for these guys.
Because I mean, if this was like the Cogs where they put out the 2-pack first, they probably would have been the normal colors.
You know what's funny?
But I honestly don't care. I'm just not going to buy them. It's easy.
The blue Tenga, though, has a lot more battle wear like the movie suits did before they repainted them and made them more flat and more fully colored, like the torsos. Like, the blue one looks like it could have been just, they ran out of purple, so they used blue for the movie. But the one on the left with the green is just like... I think I said to... Who did I say it to, Jerry? Because you were there when I said it. It kind of looks like how ravens have multiple colors, like, in the light.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, there was one meme. Let me see if I can find the meme. I know I bookmarked it.
So you woo? I don't know.
Shoryuken. Here it is. I found the meme. We'll drag it over. Boom. Here's the meme. It's how the figures were made. I found it. Once you guys see it on the stream, you can.
Oh.
It makes it. You know what? It just works better than.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, the bubblegum one was pretty funny.
Allergies are picking up today for some reason. It might be windy outside. Anyways, Tangas are weird, but I don't know. I'm just gonna skip them.
It's we very fast forward because we only have like 20 minutes.
It's okay. I only got a couple more things. Apparently, the cover for the free Comic Book Day Ranger Academy issue is out.
So, because is this something for the comics or is this something tying in with the 30th anniversary? Because I heard there might be some kind of Ranger.
Let's go look at the description.
It's to tie in with your butt.
It's the free Comic Book Day. It's called Ranger Academy Preview. It's time to enroll in a bold new take on the Power Rangers mythology in this free Comic Book Day special. Class is in session for the start of an epic saga that is sure to delight longtime Ranger fans and provide an excellent jumping-on point for brand new readers. So it is listed as preview material for free Comic Book Day, as opposed to like a unique story like the previous ones. So I guess we're getting that. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing, like a second ongoing, since we don't have a second ongoing right now. It would make sense, or if it's like a graphic novel thing or something. But I don't know. It looks cool.
Well, because I wonder, because I remember, was it the 30th anniversary, for the anniversary special, there was like, I'm not sure it was confirmed or rumored that like
the badges
Adam and Aisha was...
Yeah, Adam and Aisha are wearing SPA badges, not SPD badges, because Johnny Young Bosch said it was SPA. It could be related to this. It wouldn't be the first time an anniversary special tied into the comics. They basically, they tied in everything to Shattered Grids with the temporal device in Dimensions of Danger. So it could happen.
So like, yeah, because I've been like there was like rumors or people discussing about like Adam and Nature are training Ranger cadets for like a Ranger Academy.
I think
So,
people
like-
took SPA as possibly being Space Patrol Academy.
Yeah, so I think that's why
It could be. It could be connected.
I look at these outfits; they kind of look similar to the outfits Adam and Aisha were kind of wearing in that
And they
teaser.
have future alien hair. You know,
The future, mate.
The future.
like you hip kids in the future are gonna have, where you're gonna have multiple colored dyed hair.
I mean, actually, people just have that nowadays. It's not even that futuristic anymore.
I know.
Look,
it's so
guys.
so nuts, man.
It's sway.
So wild.
It's very
yeah,
sway.
exactly sway, man. So sway.
I like the expressiveness of the characters though. Like they have personality.
I do say I wish to choose a different color because this doesn't scream Power Rangers at all.
Oh, totally not. This is like it said. This will intrigue.
It screams Marvel's safe space.
It doesn't. It's nowhere near that bad. What are you talking about?
I'm looking at the below like that.
I'm looking at the creative team because these are all people that have never worked on Power Rangers before, which is kind of cool. Hey, it's new. I will take new. Even if new ends up being bad, I will take new over we're just still going through Mighty Morphin. You know?
You scroll down, I see some silhouettes. I think I see Dougie Kruger in one of those silhouettes, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Rob Pollock. Rob Pollock's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Rob. How's it going? Yeah, I mean...
I see Dougie Kruger.
Dougie Kruger.
Finster, or...
This could be just like a variety of aliens we've seen before. That doesn't look like the command center with a hole ripped into it.
Someone punched it.
I
dig it though. I mean, I will take new. Power Rangers needs something new, and this looks new.
You know what Power Rangers needs is an enema.
Yeah, it's called canceling the current TV show because I don't like the writers. I don't have anything personal against the writers. I just think after 8 years they should be better at it. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting on my tangent again. I think in terms of it could tie into the 30th. Wouldn't be the first time. It would be nice to see more tie-ins between the shows and the comics. Yeah, that's because the comics keep having to adapt to sales of the market. It's hard. It's hard being a comic book.
Hey guys, you want to turn Zordon into like this weird asshole that's like Professor Xavier? Yeah, sure, let's do that.
He's been a weird asshole the entire run of the Boom comics, though. It's not like a new change.
And that's why
ever since they revealed that he sent a Ranger team to die in 1969, I'm like, oh wow, this Zordon's he's playing chess with people. Holy cow!
Can't a mentor just be wholesome for once?
Y'all have to be Charles Xavier, don't you know?
No, they all have to be Master Kaku from.
Yes, exactly, Kaku
Sky Ranger
too. Hey, yo, it's not like you were a villain for the other guys, right? Right? Yeah, I was.
Yep.
I wonder how Fielding feels about that.
I don't know. I don't think Fielding actually reads the comics.
He did technically read the comics live at Morphicon when they did the live script reading thing.
Judlin can't do shit. That ableist bastard.
No, Wheels, you're gonna get demonetized.
You're gonna be demonetized because of Judlin. Honestly, the thing is that the problem with current Power Rangers is all the way up to the top producers thinking that it needs to be like a show for preschoolers and not anything else, and not giving him any leeway to just be better. And also, the problem with Power Rangers, we have the same writing team since Dino Supercharge, and I don't think they've ever turned out a really good season. There's been some exceptions, like Beast Morphers was pretty decent, but like the people who've been writing the show since Dino Supercharge don't know how to write dialogue. They need somebody to write dialogue besides them because they're not great at it. It makes the show really hard to watch. So I think that Ranger Academy looks kind of neat. I want to know more about what the project actually is beyond just this one-shot free comic book day thing. This being a sampler, this is supposed to get people into comics. It's like pick this up, read it, and then it leads you to something else. Trying something different with Power Rangers is good. Just doing something different besides the same format we've been stuck in for 30 years is great.
Yeah, but I need to pick up more issues with IDW Sonic first.
Yeah, you should, because IDW Sonic's a better comic.
It is.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is that like there's a comment in the chat. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name. It's a lot of letters for me. But they said Judlin had Dino Charge Beast Morphers, but he was heavily underruled by Saban and company. And yeah, that's because Simon Bennett talked about how much restriction they're under. And I think that that's absolutely true. The thing that I think I said when going into Cosmic Fury, I think, is going into Cosmic Fury, they're going in with we're on Netflix, Saban's not involved. Like, if they can actually deliver a good season with Cosmic Fury, then I can actually believe that they have any kind of future in the franchise. Because if they can't put out a good season with Cosmic Fury, that means the problem was partly, Saban and Nick. But if you're doing a season that's completely removed from both of them and it's still the same way it's been, then the problem is the people working on it, not the network. The problem's always the network. But Netflix, Netflix does not care about the shows enough to be like, oh, you got to make sure it does this, got to make sure it does this. Like, they're they're just going to throw it up on their platform, and if it does well, you get more, and if it doesn't, they won't.
Well, also, here's the thing with the Netflix. I need to point this out because I've been seeing people talk about this again because of inside jogging because of Netflix things, by the way. People keep thinking, "Oh God, why do they keep doing this with Hasbro's Power Rangers?" Like, Hasbro makes the show; they just air it on Netflix. Netflix don't control the show.
Power Rangers is an acquired show, so it's not like stuff's not going to happen to.
I see so many people doing it just because so many people think this because on Netflix. Oh, that means Netflix gonna cancel it. No, they can't. They'll get sued.
Everything that has cancellations or stuff that's not going to air, which is freaking awful, and all the tax write-offs, it's all stuff made and produced by the studio that's doing that. If it's an acquired show, they can't mess around with it as much.
Like Sonic Prime,
there's this thing called contracts, right?
Right.
Sonic Prime is exclusive to Netflix, but that show was commissioned and made by Sega.
Yep. That's the thing is Sonic Prime, if it gets a second season beyond its 24, that's going to be a test. Whereas Sonic Prime is not going to get canceled mid-production, but Netflix may not want another season. That's when you worry about it as much. It's not going to get canceled mid-production unless something goes wrong at Sega. Same thing with Power Rangers. Unless something goes wrong at Hasbro, it's not going to get canceled mid-production. It's going to come out because it's an acquired show. But
it's not like Transformers Earthspark without both Hasbro and Paramount
by E1, and it's being aired on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Pollock said, when does Adam Sandler guest star in Cosmic Fury? You know what? I don't even necessarily like Adam Sandler that much, but the fan reaction to that would be so beautiful. I think it would fuel my life for like 10 years.
You should play Ryu Commander.
That would be hilarious, actually. Anyways, and Psychos, don't go after Pookie a third time. That man's already broken. Anyways, I think so. That's my thing with Power Rangers. Cosmic Fury is a test. If they can do a really good, solid 10-episode season without falling into the same pitfalls the last 8 seasons have gone into, then it means the people that are making it can totally make Power Rangers good. If they fall into the same traps, then the problems is the creatives, not the studio.
Hey guys, did anyone hear about that AIC news that came out recently?
I was going to get to that right next, actually.
Okay. Because I just saw that on my timeline and just...
Let's talk about, because we're still in Tokusatsu world, let's talk about Masahiro Inoue has been appointed as the representative director of our company. The first content on the official channel of AIC Lights Limited will be President's inaugural greeting. So for those that don't speak Google Translate, AIC, the studio who owns franchises such as Bubblegum Crisis and Tenchi Muyo.
Yep.
A few others.
A lot of things.
Big anime company. Anyways, Masahiro Inoue bought the company, and now he's the president. Masahiro Inoue, for those that don't know, is Kamen Rider Decade. Or Rose Knight Jinga.
Kamen Rider Decade bought it.
So, for recap of how Inoue's January's gone, he called out DN's actor on Twitter for owing him money. And then the next thing he did was he got the money, and then he went and bought AIC. Ever since this guy left his agency, he's just been on a tear. He has been on a tear. He left his agency. He's like, I'm going to represent myself. I don't need my agency. And then he's like, DN, you owe me money. And then he got the money. He's like, I'm buying this anime company. And I'm just like, that's 2023 for you right there. Right there.
I want the next decade appearance to somehow fit this into his lore.
Oh god, yeah, that he's an anime producer in another world, and they're all like, "Look, they need to bring back Natsumi too." So she's just like, "What happened? I guess I own an anime studio now." What?
Yep. No, it's so funny because someone was like, "This is the most in-character thing Masahiro Inoue could have done."
I remember seeing one post where what's his name again? The trench coat guy again? I can't forget his name.
Naruto.
Taki, where it's like, "No, we heard his news."
And then we find out that they switch over doing tokusatsu, but only on the properties they own animes for. And that's how we get Bubblegum Crisis, the live action.
No. I want to do like for any AIC anime to make. There's just a tiny decade cameo somewhere in the background. It's like the hidden Mickey.
Like
oh my god, he becomes the next Hitchcock and just shows up in everything they produce.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this right now. They need to have it that like he makes Tenchi Muyo great again.
I know, right?
Because Tenchi Muyo has been sucking ass, and they went instead of making a new sequel, they're like, "Yo, let's go back and make a sequel to that spinoff y'all supposedly like, which no one liked."
If you don't know, he's talking about Galaxy Place.
Chat is on fire right now. So Muteki T said he and D-End are still friends. I don't know after the money incident if they still are, but they were.
Do you know how he was able to track down DN, by the way?
Oh, is there more to that story?
Yeah.
I was gonna read. Let me read SSJ4 Jason's comment because it's too good. He says, "I know you're here, DN, you big nerd. Where's my money?"
Yes. So,
imagine Stewie beating up Brian.
So this is what happened. He couldn't find DN's actor, and he's been like supposedly trying to track him down. And so what ended up happening was some of their associates, which were actually former Kamen Rider stars, were like, "What are you talking about? He doesn't owe you money. What are you talking about? We didn't hear anything about this." And they're like, and he's like, wait. What do you mean you haven't heard anything? We're like, yeah, we had this actor who like tracked him down and was like, "You son of a bitch. What? You told me you had money." And he's like, "No. Yes." And like Kamen Rider Knight's actor like tracked him down for a decade. And I was like, LOL. Could you just imagine? Like, also, like, he's partying with the Ryuki cast, and the next thing you know, they all, like, get the text from Decade going, "Yo, this guy has my money." Them. "Oh, what?" Like, I just imagine, like, Night... Like, if you've ever seen Keitai Sosakon 7, I just imagine him going that full mode where he puts his leg up on the table like he Momotaro's and slams him down on the table like he's arresting him and going, "All right, DN, you're coming with me." And DN's like, "But why? I thought we were friends. You owe Decade money? He's one of our comrades. He's one of our freaking Tomodachi. No!"
You guys ever wonder if Kamen Rider Decade had really weird plot progression because they just didn't have scripts because everybody was just the character they were playing?
Maybe.
No, you know what I imagine this is? I just imagine it's...
The thing, though, that I'm all right, what were you going to say, Ryan?
You know what this whole scene reminds me of? This whole thing with Decade. I imagine the scenes from Spider-Man 2 with the landlord, like, this rent. I just want that for Decade in the end.
Yeah.
Where's the rent?
You'll get this rent when you make me your... when you make me your co-president. Will you let me work on an anime?
Yep.
All I know is he did what we wanted to do, where we wanted to make a Hero Club agency in Japan and start getting Japanese talent. Yo, we still have time, guys. 2024 might be our Hero Club agency.
You never know. Like, I mean, no one had this on a bingo card for the year.
I mean, yo, if we get a Hero Club agency and we get like a big name in Tokusatsu, like that shit would be funny. Also, it's like, wait. So they couldn't get Aguilera, but they got this person.
I want.
Apparently, the company is now called AIC Rights.
No, it says Lights.
Yeah, the actual logo says Rights, but there he is sitting on his couch.
So SS4 Jason said, "Yo, now we need to get Hiroshi Nagano. That'd be the plot twist. Hero Club agency. Hi, I'm signing with
Hiroshi Nagano does the same thing for Johnny's and Associates.
Oh God, Biza.
Yes. Hiroshi Nagano just rolls up to Johnny's. "Hey, I'm buying you."
You know, I want to see like the next Decade appearance. He runs out of cards, so he literally summons his anime studio to him and he's asking, "Draw me new cards." To use,
oh my God.
And they draw new cards and they use in the Decade Driver.
I'm pretty sure Toei's like pissing themselves though, because now that he's running another animation studio.
There you go. It's like, how do we afford him to come back?
I mean, they worked a deal for him to come back after he ran off to do Garo, so, Oh god, Decade anime sequel that's produced by AIC.
Oh my,
Yeah.
yes, give me it. Because it's just going to be nonsensical at this point, because he won't let the end in, probably.
Exactly. He's just the whole show's going to be like, where's the end? And he's like, I don't know. He
No,
owes me
no,
money.
no.
He just owes him
you know
money
what I
the whole
want?
show.
Yes!
No. If the end appears, I want him to have like a censored face always on.
Yes.
Like he has like
Oh,
a
like Pop
censor.
Team Epic.
Yeah.
Every time they mention his name, it gets blurred out.
Yeah.
And then to wrap,
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. One more.
I was gonna say to wrap out this conversation. I forgot that I was gonna talk about the weird Zero device, but we'll talk about it next week or something. I don't know. This is the perfect way to end things. If you want to hear me talk about the Zero device, I would say go watch Hero Club Weekly on Wednesday, but I won't be on because I'm going to go Shisha and Ultraman. So, anyways.
What about
I thought that was
tomorrow?
Thursday.
But tomorrow I might. It's Wednesday for the sub and Thursday for the dub.
Right.
So I'm going Wednesday because I want to go see it subbed.
Well, yeah, you don't want to see it dubbed. It might be bad.
I'd rather go see it subbed. I don't like live action dubs.
You think it might be bad? I don't know.
Well, we don't know anyone associated with the dub. That's the problem.
We don't even know who the cast is of the dub.
We do. There's some actors that confirmed during the movie.
Oh,
but I'm
good,
not sure
okay.
as like major. Not sure as major characters, but they did work on the movie. But that's it. I'm not sure. I don't think we got coverage of the whole entire cast yet.
Yeah, we don't have like a cast list. I was looking for one. Yeah, but I'm seeing Shin Ultraman on Wednesday, so I won't be on Hero Club Weekly. But I will be on Kaus's Tuesday stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/fighterkaus.
Yep. Hopefully King of Fighters works.
Yeah, hopefully. If not,
not Shredder's Revenge again. I don't know.
We'll just run it again. Anyways, I guess we can do some final comments in the chat just for a couple minutes. If you guys have any final questions, toss them out.
Tell us about Kids World.
God, that's a whole live. Fox Kids World is a whole video that I will work on soon.
Mandela effect or conspiracy?
Or am I from another universe?
Or that. Well, that's part of the conspiracy.
That's the absolute conspiracy. And that's how you know I'm an Ultraman nerd, because I name titles of things like they're words. Common Jojo has a very solid question for us.
How will you guys get long, crazy kawaii haircuts?
I would say yes, but my hair is weird, and I'm currently trying to grow it out so I can cut it differently than I've ever had it, and that's not going well.
Let's see. Do you guys see something special for Ultraman Power's 30th anniversary?
Him showing up in the Regulo special is probably all Super Eye is going to do.
Yep.
But I would like something.
Just give me a Ken Kosogi movie where he's just going around with his dad doing stuff.
That would be fun.
Because if you don't know, people, before Ken Kosogi took over voicing Ultraman Powered in the Japanese audio, his father was actually the voice of Powered for the Japanese dub. So in the few episodes where, Kai is talking with Ultraman, it's his dad.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
I like that one time, though, when him and his dad had a blood feud, and they fought each other in a western town.
That was Kaku Ranger.
Yeah,
that was
Ultraman.
Good. That was a good two-part.
Exactly. It also
Ultraman Kaku Ranger.
It also weirdly predicted their actual falling out.
Yeah. Rob Pollock asks, what modern Trek show would be the best for Nick Cage's talents? I pick Prodigy. You know what? Just I saw someone say this. I can't take credit for this, but this is genius. Someone said on Twitter, make Nick Cage the new Jeffrey Combs and put him in all the shows. As completely different characters. Just 5 different characters. I guess we can't do Picard. All 4 shows, just put him in, all of them, as just different characters. It can be voiced or whatever, but just make him the new Jeffrey Combs and just put him in all the shows. Also, I love that Nick Cage was someone was like, oh, what would you like to ever be in The Mandalorian? And Nick Cage was like, nah, I don't want that. I want to be in Star Trek. I love it.
He's an honest man.
I love how all the Star Trek showrunners I follow on Twitter were instantly going, oh god. You could tell that they were instantly oh my god, we got to make a rush for him.
I love Nick Cage is not just the guy that does whatever he wants to do now.
Yep.
When it comes to
I imagine if I were to take a guess, the Hageman brothers, Mike McMahon, Terry Metalis, Michelle Paradise, they're probably all rushing to Paramount, going, "Hey, we need to get Nick Cage." They're going to be fighting over him like they fought over Will Wheaton, apparently. Like, Will Wheaton said that all the shows wanted him at one point, and Picard was the show that won out.
Well, here's the thing. Did they want Will to play Wesley or just to
Will Wheaton to
be
play
in the
Wesley,
show?
yeah. And because they wanted them all to play Wesley, they couldn't all use him at the same time. Because they had to make sure that... Continuity, yeah. So they were like, all right, Picard, you get him, because, you know...
He was your boy Forrest.
But then now he could
that's
show...
a question. That's a question I want to ask someone who's not super Star Trek. Does Star Trek have like a Bible going like to make sure things are in continuity?
Sometimes.
A lot of times, yeah. They part of the reason they have
they have
monthly showrunner meetings. I know this. They have monthly meetings with all the showrunners of all the shows to make sure nobody is overlapping.
Did you know that the term canon, which was originally for Bible, to use for fictional shows to know what happened and what didn't, was used for Star Trek?
Will canon.
I'm not a Star Trek fan. What am I talking about?
Jerry throws out these really specific Star Trek things.
Just like how Gary Stew and Mary Stew was created also by the Star Trek people.
From Star Trek fans and I don't know nothing.
But yeah, because the reason why they started doing random trivia, the reason why they started doing this was because Lower Decks season 1 ends with the Cerritos being saved by Riker on the Titan, and then in Picard season 1, the La Sirena is saved by Riker on the USS Jinhae. Okay, like Riker came and saved the day twice in 2 season 1 finales of 2 shows, and it's not a problem because like Riker saving the day is a good thing. But Kurtzman was like, "Oh, we should talk more," and so that's why they started talking. And it came wanted as a cameo, and they had to talk to the Prodigy guys because Prodigy was using Akona as a guest star for 2 episodes. And this is like a random one-off TNG character that like 2 showrunners had to talk to over to make sure things matched up. And they had to like tweak the Lower Decks design so his hair matched and he had an eye patch like he did in Prodigy. Yeah, and in terms of... I saw Rob mention Wesley on Discovery or Lower Decks. He still could. I think it's just a matter of they had to get him established in Picard as a traveler, and now he can be anywhere. So just he could show up anywhere.
So Star Trek is literally doing the one thing that other showrunners wish they can do, pretty much. If only the line continuity had that.
I mean, the thing is too is that Star Trek is like we have canon, but they're not sticking to it so rigidly like Star Wars does, or used to. Star Wars used to be really rigid about canon. Now they're way looser. But like with Star Trek, like a lot of stuff in Strange New Worlds doesn't line up line for line with the original series, but they're like, this was a one-off line from the 1960s. We can make so many more episodes of this character if we just forget that line happened. And it's okay because a lot of stuff in original series and Next Gen don't line up. So, you know, Star Trek is like an ongoing thing. So they're like, we can tweak here and there, but there's certain things where they're like, we can't tweak major events.
As long as nothing super
except the eugenics war. We really like to not figure out what the eugenics war is. And I know.
The eugenics war was supposedly in the 1990s, and yet every time they time travel to the 1990s, no one ever mentions it. And that's been a problem since Voyager traveled to 1996, which was supposed to be at the height of the eugenics war, and the world seemed fine. So, yeah, basically. But
we're
yeah,
no, find out about on our way.
Star Trek canon is great because
what's the friends they made along the way.
Yeah, the friends they made along exactly. Star Trek is about discovering and learning about strange new worlds. So, you know, sometimes
I'll show you a strange new world.
Star Trekking across the Burgerverse.
As long as it's not across the Burnham, not the Berman verse. I don't like referring to Star Trek in eras of creators. Like, people say Berman era Star Trek or Kurtzman era Star Trek. I'm just like, 90s Trek, modern Trek, older Trek. Like, I don't like using
Yeah.
people's names because there's so many more people involved than just the one.
People do that with
Hey,
Simpsons.
so,
I don't like
anyways,
doing that either.
that should be it for the stream, I'm assuming, right?
I think, let's see. Is there any more questions? I feel like there's a couple more questions.
Not much. I don't see any.
Oh, Muteki T asked about Super 7 Ultimate figures.
Which ones? There's many.
I don't know which ones you're specifying, but I currently have all the Thundercats. Well, almost all. I'm skipping some variants. I skipped Invisible Tigra and the toy versions. I can't do all. I have all the Silverhawks on pre-orders because that's just that's the only Silverhawks line that's probably ever going to exist.
Besides the original.
Yeah, besides the original. Like, I don't know where ever going to get that character right again. I do some of the Ninja Turtles. I'm a little picky. I do the Disney ones because my mom likes those as well. And I got the Star Trek ones on order. I got the Nightmare Before Christmas ones. I ordered the Nosferatu. Yeah, I have too many. I have 2 Transformers on order. It's Bludgeon and Soundwave, and that's it. I was gonna do Power Rangers selective, but I don't think I can anymore because there's just too much other stuff.
But I'm doing Power Rangers, and I have a whole video that I want to produce.
Yep, Wheels will be the Power Ranger guy. But I am getting the Star Trek.
I'm not doing all the Power Rangers though, because the Ranger figures aren't that great.
Yeah.
Which are you? Which ones are you both King Godzilla?
Yeah.
We're both doing Godzilla.
We're both doing Godzilla. I'm doing one of each kaiju. So all I've ordered is Mecha Godzilla and Destroya. Because I'm waiting for Biollante Beast form, and I'm waiting for Final Wars Goji, and yeah, I'm doing one of each kaiju.
I'm being selective, but my selective is not like Soundouts.
Yeah, his selective is like skipping Melted Godzilla.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
skipping
like
Melted Godzilla.
It's like Wheels being selective with Godzilla is like me being selective. It's those other little variants.
Like, I don't like me. I want Rose Biollante because everything in merchandise is always beast form.
Mm-hmm. No, that's me with Black Suit Superman, the Mafex. I got him because he had the rocket boots. None of the others had that.
There, end the stream.
And with Godzilla, the only other things is like different suit variations. Like I might not get like the 64 Mosu suit, but I might get like say the 68 suit and the Mega Garo suit.
We're gonna end the stream because we are 10 minutes over, and I just got a FedEx delivery, so I want to go play with a new toy. Anyways, oh yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm buying Sha'ad. That whole wave's a winner for me, and no, I haven't read Vagabond. All right, so wrapping this up. You can find me on all the social medias below. You can find Ryan on Twitter at DarkClaw643. You can find Fighter Kaus on Twitch at twitch.tv/FighterKaus. You can also find Wheels on YouTube at Wheelchair21, on Twitter at Wheelchair21, and then you can find all the Hero Club stuff at HeroClub at hero-club.com, or Hero Club 4 Life, the number 4, on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. And I think that's pretty much it. And I don't know how to find the Chinese market reissue of Titus. And if you want to send me a DM somewhere, if any place you know that's selling it, I would be interested because I need Titus. Anyways, on that note, I'm heading out. So see y'all next week on the live stream.